All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful... Is it a Wednesday? It's a Wednesday, guys. You know, it's very difficult to know what day it is these days. It's difficult to know what day it is these days, guys, especially if you're in crypto. Every day kind of blends together. Man, we are in a $500,000 short trade, $500,000 on the position right here, baby. $500,000 on the position. Let's see. Of course, this is just, I've just added to the trades that we've been in since the 10th of May when I told the Casper crew that we're taking a short. And again, on the 14th of May when I told the Casper crew I was taking the short trade. And of course, we're still in the longs that I told the Casper crew I was entering back on the 18th of May. And so we're well positioned in the Casper crew. We are well positioned regardless of what happens. But right now, we are in a $500,000 short trade as the Bitcoin price is attempting to change market structure right here. You can see we are attempting to change the structure. We are attempting to make a new high. Hang on, treadmill malfunction. Let's check this baby out here. Treadmill malfunction. We are attempting to change the market structure, guys. And if we do, we could get a big pump. But if we don't, we could come and make another low with this fatty $500,000 position. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. All right, it's a Wednesday. Shout out to Shark Vins. Shout out to Spank Mapleton, who says, will the stock market ever dump? Look, at some point it will, but here's the thing. The stock market is absolutely just something that the rich, elite people who control the money use to pump their own bags, all right? So yeah, at some point it will dump. At some point the whole system will collapse. But until the system collapses, the stock market will continue to go up, and it'll have a few dumps here and there. You know, we'll have our COVID-19s here and there, and our 2008 housing bubble collapses here and there. But in general, nah, it'll keep going up forever until the whole system collapses. All right. Big shout out to Splashfire Films. Bless you all. Splash, Crypto Coons, and everyone else holding it down with the wrench, the moderators in here. Big shout out to Chris Swimmer. God bless you, man. Shout out to Jesse Gellick. God bless you, bro. Shout out to Tank Wiper. Big shout out to Casper9383. 12-minute and smaller time frames does have bear div. They do. And we have just gotten a CDW. Big shout out to Lebad, aka Sudeep. Big shout out to Salty TA. Yes, the lunch break is almost over. The New Yorkers are done with their lunches in about 7 minutes. They've gone out to get their pizza. They've gone out to get the bagels that they eat for lunch. They're stocked up on the seed oils, the saturated fats, the simple carbohydrates, the processed carbs, the glyphosate. And they're ready to come back over here and start hitting that sell button because we're shorting Bitcoin straight down to zero, baby. We're shorting Bitcoin straight down to zero. Big shout out to IPP Crypto. IPP Crypto? I poo-poo Crypto. Doesn't matter as long as it's coming out one side or the other. Big shout out to THR Tiger. Big shout out to Vision Pulse Fatboy. Big shout out to Bryce Workman. Pump the jam, dump it up. It's annoying, it keeps pumping. Big shout out to Praj Wall 8880 880. Shout out to Yam Malkerkoff and Jay Davis. The giggity da dope sound. All right. Now, here's the thing, guys. Here is the thing. Let's talk about the thing. First of all, there is big news today. Big news today, guys. Klein funding. As you know, I partnered with Klein Funding, a crypto prop firm. This crypto prop firm does have 15% discounts if you use my link. However, right now, they are in the process of giving away 5 $50,000 funded accounts. All right, they're giving away $250,000. Klein Funding giving away $250,000. The only thing you need to do to be eligible for this giveaway is you have to have had in the past or presently a funded account using my link. So if you want a chance to win a $50,000 funded account, all you got to do is sign up to one of these accounts here. I have 15% discounts in the description for these accounts. All right, so it is a hefty investment for a chance to win, but we're going to be giving away 5 $50,000 accounts. If you're into prop firms, it's a pretty cool thing. Now, in addition to this, guys, YUBIT is doing a $1,000 giveaway. All right. YUBIT's doing a $1,000 giveaway. So we're giving away $251,000. All you need to do to be eligible for the YUBIT giveaway, guys, is have an account using my link in the description, in the pinned comment. If you sign up to YUBIT using my link, you get instant VIP fees, an upgrade, all these deposit bonuses, which I'm pretty sure do require KYC. But what doesn't require KYC are the fees, very low, and the chance to win the $1,000 giveaway. Now that is out of the way, big shout out to Juan Estrada in the chat. God bless you, my bro. Big shout out to Sam Jan. Did I close my long? As I said, no, I didn't close my long. Guys, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I have been flopping and groping today, all right? I took a scalp long trade this morning during the New York Open live stream. I accidentally closed it all instead of closing half as the price came up to this level right here. I closed it all instead of closing half by accident. And instead of shorting, I was trying to short. In fact, I even had in my Discord a locked and loaded chat ready to go that I was about to take a short trade. Look at this. Look at this, guys. In my dang Discord, I had it ready to go. I've taken a short scalp here. Instead of shorting, I accidentally added to my long. I accidentally added to my long trade, which ruined my entry. All right. Totally ruined my entry. Gave me a massive position size for the long trade that I was in from just below 76,000. So yes, I'm still long, but I have totally like flop and groped today a lot. Just pushing the wrong buttons. I feel like my brain's a little bit foggy today. It might be the hair. Actually, I actually do know what it is. I didn't sleep well last night because the kids were in the room waking us up. So I'm a little bit absent-minded today. But yes, I'm still in the long trade. All right, I've got $750,000 in it. But right now, we're trying to short Bitcoin to zero. Because if we dump down, if we dip, grip, and rip, I'm still looking for a bounce, baby. I'm looking for I'm looking for a drop, and then a Pumperani. Pumperani. Sounds like an Italian name. Hello, my name is Jay Pumperani. This is Jay Pumperani, attorney at law. If you or your loved one have been hurt by the market makers. Wow, look at this crazy green candle glitch on. Wow. If you or a loved one has been injured by a market maker, you can call our law office, Jay Pumperani. Right, we do have interesting stuff happening here on the order flow. Jay Pumperani, let's discuss what's happened here. So, first of all, let's talk about today's price action, all right? Because we are trading right according to plan. The two trades given this morning in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. The long trade coming down to this zone just below 76.9, which we did take live in the Casper Crew VIP Discord this morning. I told everyone I've taken the trade when we touched 76.947 and 70 cents. All right, and then we're also looking for the short from up here. So far, that is happening exactly according to plan. Exactly according to plan. Let's talk about why that happened. Now, first of all, this morning, when we come to the chart, what are we seeing here? Let's zoom out. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. The Bitcoin price, and let's clean this chart off, all right? We got to make it clean. Bam. The Bitcoin price right now is back testing this macro value area high. This is a pretty significant support right here, guys. Now, as we come down to test the value area high, we do have some decently bullish divergences here, which is why I've been taking the long. I've been in long since the 18th of May. All right. Now, we have some pretty significant bullish divergences down here. You can see the money flow is getting thicker here. The momentum weights are getting thicker here. And so here's what's happened. From the time that we made this low, if we take a look at the local range that we've been trading right here, we pull the range, bam. All right. Actually, let's pull it from here. Actually, let's not even pull that at all. The reason why we're getting a bounce this morning is because we came down to the Fibonacci golden pocket right here. And also, we just dipped into the VWAP and we had some single prints that got filled. Basically, we had a big old pump overnight, this 1 hour candle, right? And so what do? We came and we filled the fair value gap, we filled the single prints, and then we got a bounce. Now, as we're getting the bounce, why did we get a rejection from up here? Simply because we came up to the range high and we got a stop hunt at 77,726, exactly as we planned for this morning in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. Take the liquidity and drop it, baby. All right? Now, that is currently what's happening right now. If we can reclaim 77,726, and I'd say a little bit more than that, we do have a zone. We have a zone. Our zone is going to be this here, this box of this previous support resistance flip. If we reclaim this box, guys, that is a really nice flip of market structure back to being bullish, right? We pull this box back even more. We can clearly see how important this is. We flip this box. I'd say, guys, the highest probability of upon flipping the box is that we go for these highs here, all right? We squeeze all the way up, and we come all the way up to roop doop scoop de doop doop dop doopity deep deep dippity day to the macro Fibonacci golden pocket, not on log scale, from 97K to the low. This is what we're looking at, guys. All right, if we reclaim the box here, we are looking for a move all the way back up to the Fibonacci golden pocket. All right. In addition, if we pull this, the volume of the range after we reclaim macro value area high, we are currently holding the POC of the range. If we pull it from over here, we are currently below the value area low, but that value area low is in confluence with our box, which just adds credence to the fact that if these ultra bullish divergences play out, we're going up to 83 at the very lowest, potentially 86 macro value area low. Now, what if we cannot change market structure here? What if this is simply just a back test, liquidity grab, double top, and we come lower? Then what? Then what? I'll tell you guys what. All right, I will tell you guys what. When we start to look at these time frames, when we start to look at the 4-hour time frame, when we start to look at the 5-hour time frame, when we start to look at the 6-hour time frame, when we start to look at the 8-hour time frame, what are we seeing? We are seeing huge bottoms. All right, big bottoms. They're big. They're big. They're big bottoms. Not only are they big bottoms, but we're forming big old left butt cheeks here. All right, BLBs, as they're called. BLB, big left butt cheek. All right, you got the BLB on the chart. The BLB on the chart. And if we come down and make another low, these BLBs will start giving us SRBs, small right butt cheeks, giving us ultra bullish divergences as we come down to, again, a pretty significant support. And remember, if we pull this range back to here, the value area low is coming in around 75.5, okay? So one more drippity droop drop down is going to be giving us some pretty significant bullish divergence. We take out the liquidity here, we form the bullish divergence, and then, honestly, I'd say our target is still the same. It would actually be an even nicer looking low to come up to this area. Even nicer looking low to come up to that area. So that is kind of what I'm looking at right now, all right? Which is why I'm positioned the way I am, all right? I'm short in case we can't change the market structure here, right? And of course, I am in a long from around 76.5. I didn't mean to be. If you were here from the beginning, I pushed the wrong buttons, basically. I tried to short, and I ended up adding to a long trade, ruining my entry. But that's okay. That's okay. It's a guaranteed winner, and if we come down lower with the bullish divs, I am going to be absolutely looking for another long trade, especially if we lose this, especially if we lose 76, and then reclaim 76. Now, yeah, there are some juicy levels that we're looking for precise bounces from, but really the trigger would be this. We're below 76, bullish divergences are there. As soon as we're above 76, that is the trigger. We get more triggered than a fat, white, ambiguously gendered college student majoring in trans, non-carbon, binary mission, gender, intersectionality, Pakistani studies. And as soon as we get the reclaim, that gives us our trigger. We are triggered, and we're looking for a new high. That's a beautiful risk-to-reward ratio, assuming we come to $83,000. We're talking a 6 to 1. Depending on how low we come. I'm assuming we're not going to come much lower than 74 at the worst, which is still a 3 to 1 risk-reward ratio. But 74.5K, I feel like is a good place to be planning for the lowest to go. This is a really nice risk to reward ratio, and we would have some extremely bullish divergences right there. Yeah, in addition, we got to give a big shout out to my man Casper, because he says that the 12-hour market cipher B has a big BitBoy green dot. Yeah, that is something else that we cannot ignore. Look at the 12-hour confirmed BitBoy green dot here. Now, this doesn't always mean bullish, all right? Sometimes it means ultra bearish. For example, over here, we print the green dot. As soon as we confirm it, boom, we come straight down, and it's a massive drop. Oh my goodness. Let's see, the green dot in the 12-hour gave us a 25% drop. So maybe we see that. Let's assume a 25% drop on this one and see where that would take us. 25% drop would take us to the Fibonacci golden pocket, baby. Wow, a 25% drop, guys, would take us right to the macro Fibonacci golden pocket from the low to the high. Look at that. Look at that. Would you even... That's crazy to think about. All right. That would take us down 25% right to the macro Fibonacci golden pocket. And guys, that would actually be a really nice bottom now, considering how bottomed out things are. If we come down here and we're seeing the bullish divergence like this on our 2-day time frame with the money flow crossing, that's a macro spot buy signal. That is a macro. I'm definitely going to be looking for leverage long signal right there. All right. Yeah, that would be absolutely insanity. You know, we have 666 viewers. No, it's up to 675 now, Casper 93. Yeah. Look, you can't go to 667 without 666. All right. Man, is it just me or is it hot in here, guys? These trades got me sweating. You know what I'm saying? Oh, your thing is messed up. Someone's markets monkey is messed up. The way you got to do it here is, mine was messed up too. You got to go here and turn off all this stuff. Just keep the two things on. I think that was my problem. All right. So let's see what happens here, guys. All right. Green dot means sell. Not always. Laurent Fontaine. Not always. Sometimes green dot means buy. But here's the thing. 12-hour green dots are very fickle. All right. They're very fickle. They lead you on. It's just like that girl in high school. You know what I'm saying? You thought she was into you. You thought she would be your girlfriend. And she even told you, Jay, I'll love you today, tomorrow, and the next day. And keep in mind, today, tomorrow, and the next day, things are looking nice, all right? Today, tomorrow, she still loves you. Then the next day comes around and she dumps you. She meant what she said. I'll love you today, tomorrow, and the next day. And so she dumps you. So 12-hour green dots can be fickle, all right? But sometimes they're not fickle. I mean, look at this one here. This one gave us a massive pump and dump operation. This one here gave us a big juicy dump also. Yeah, the 12-hour green dots, guys, are not a good buy signal. All right, they are not a good buy signal. The only hope that we have for this 12-hour green dot is this. All right, the only hope we have for this one is this. We have a money flow divergence here. All right, money flow div here, and now this is a trigger wave after the money flow crossed. This is our first deep trigger wave after the money flow crosses. Right, so this could be a continuation pattern. And again, we're not trading dots here on Market Cipher. At least I'm not. If you are, you're probably getting wrecked. In fact, the only reason my channel exists is because people were trading the green dots on Market Cipher. Funny story, the only reason I started making content is because BitBoy Crypto made a video about how if all you do is long the green dots, you're going to get rich leverage trading. I remember driving home on the country road back to the homestead thinking to myself, BitBoy Crypto, he has like 750,000 subscribers. of crypto noobs who are going to be trading the green dots, getting absolutely wrecked. And you know, there's really not a lot of good market cipher content on YouTube besides Crypto Face's intro, which is just a very overviewish video. And so I saw a nice open door to start making content. That's exactly how I started making content. Yeah, hopefully you're not longing the green dots, especially if you're in the Discord. One moment here, guys. Look at BitBoy now. Yeah, I feel bad for BitBoy now. You know, honestly, like, I pray for BitBoy because he's got some serious demons to fight, apparently. You know? That is quite sad. It is quite sad what happened to BitBoy. I got nothing but love and respect for him because he helped a lot of people out. He helped me out. He helped a lot of people out. I do believe deep down he's a good guy, but he's got some serious demons to fight. Only the Lord could help him with that. Only the Lord could help him with that, man. Sheesh. My goodness. My goodness. Can we look at the weekly of Bitty? Yeah, let's look at the weekly of Bitty, guys. Let's look at the weekly of Bitty. The weekly of Bitty. So, and I made a video 2 days ago talking about how this potentially could turn really bearish. Really quick here. This could turn really bearish, which could turn ultra bullish, with a money flow and momentum divergence later on in the summer or fall, where is exactly where we expect the bull market bottom, the bear market bottom to come. If we do something like this, that would be an ultimate bullish bottom signal right there. But we are potentially forming a trigger wave here. The RSIs are tight, which implements massive moves. All right, when the RSIs are tight, that's like a big move to the downside. A big dump, like you took a giant bowl of prunes, bran flakes, fiber supplement. What else has a lot of fiber? Popcorn. And that's the kind of move we're talking about, guys. The kind of move where you don't have to try, right? Shout out to the original KV Hups who says Jason Gasper is probably the best TA out there. Come on, man, that ain't the truth. But thank you. God bless you. I appreciate you. My voice is not working. Now it is now. Big shout out to Abjube. I thought about buying Bitcoin at 1 USD, but it went up only to 100. So it wouldn't make me rich. And so I didn't buy it at 100. So then it went up to 1,000. Yeah, that's how it goes, right? That's how it goes. Shout out to Splashfire Films. Shout out to Drumhop TV. You found me through BitBoy. Is it good if I long blue dots and long green dots? No, that's not good. It's not good to do that. All right, Bitcoin is getting a pump. Let's see if this short trade gets wrecked. All right, let's see if she gets wrecked here. Let's see if she gets wrecked here. All right, don't worry. We're in a $500,000 shorty. 520,000 US dollars short, baby. All right, and of course, remember, from May 10th, we have been short in the Casper crew. On the 14th, also short again in the Casper crew. All right. So if you're in the Casper crew, you should be short if you wanted to be. I mean, you know, I'm not giving signals up here. And you should be long too. All right. I'm very clear and transparent about what I'm doing in the community. Myself, Boyne, and others at JasonGasperTrading.com, the best trading community in the world. Live trading 3 times a day, blah, blah, blah. Also, guys, Klein funding. Right now, giving away $250,000. If you would like to be eligible to win a $50,000 funded account on this crypto Propfirm, all you need to do is, in the past, have a funded account on Klein using my link, or you can create an account right now using my link, and you can be eligible for a $50,000 funded account giveaway. All right, this is a great, awesome thing. Giving away $250,000. In addition, right now, YUBIT is giving an amazing welcome bonus. Instant VIP upgrade fees, 0% limit, 0.02% market. Plus, we're doing a $1,000 giveaway. If you want to be eligible for the YUBIT giveaway, simply create an account using the link in the pinned comment and description. All right, that's how you can be eligible for both the Klein funding, $50,000. We're giving away 5 funded accounts, as well as YUBIT is giving away 5 $200 prizes. All right, so check that stuff out if you're interested. Also, if you want to join the Casper crew, where we give the trades in the moment, we give the plans in advance. This morning, we literally gave in the moment the long scalp from the bottom, took it live during the live trading stream, gave the short in advance from the exact level is the exact level that we wick up to and get the rejection from. All right, the 2 scalp trades that we gave this morning, in addition to the swing trades and day trades that we also give every day, myself and other instructors, JasonCasperTrading.com. Check it out if you are interested. All right. You want to know about Cuba? Cuba does have some issues with rolling blackouts and expensive fuel prices. I do have a lot of family in Cuba. It's not nearly as bad as the rumors are, though. But it's not ideal. Do you cast out demons today? Do we? I mean, you know, Jesus gave his followers authority to cast out demons in his name. So absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. What happened to the long yesterday? I'll tell you what happened to it. I tried to short, and I ended up adding to the dang long position. The long from yesterday that I had opened on this account, it got stopped out. It got stopped out. I moved my stop loss. I shouldn't have moved it, but I moved my stop loss this morning. This morning, I flop and groped like crazy. I closed the trade all the way when I meant to take a portion. The long that was yesterday, I moved the stop loss up a little bit, came back, got stopped out. I tried to short from a new account. I ended up adding to my long position from yesterday, ruining my entry. I made some blunders today. And these blunders literally all had to do with me just pushing the wrong button. So right now, this is the only long trade I'm in. All right, $750,000 position. That's it. Yeah, that's it. I made some serious mistakes today, pushing the wrong buttons and all that crap. All right. Have I ever thought about trading one of the traders in my group on the public stream? All the time. I ask them all the time, hey guys, you want to do it? They say no. I say, come on, you guys will be ultra famous. Everyone loves you. They say, no, Jason, we can't do it. We can't sing the pump song the way you can. I'm like, doesn't matter. Come on, guys. They're like, I don't know, Jay. I'm a little bit shy and nervous. Hey, look, if you want Boyan on these public live streams, you got to pressure him, all right? Look, he's a 95-year-old guy living in China. He needs some pressure, all right? You want to get Boyan on the live stream? Give him some pressure, all right? What's my opinion on all of the data centers going in everywhere? Are they blowing up or something? I don't know, man. I haven't been paying attention to the worldwide collapse. Haven't really been paying attention too much. FOC coming out today. Really? No way. We just had FOMC. Andrew, I'm sorry if you irritated me about the Sabbath. No, you didn't. Well, I'm sorry if I seemed irritated about it. You know, it's one of those topics where I get, like, I suppose I get tired of speaking about it. I don't mean to, I never speak about it here on this YouTube channel. All right. Very rarely do I speak about it. I'm sorry if I came off irritated in any way. All right. I apologize. Please forgive me. I don't mean to sound irritated. All right. When scalp group, as soon as I am scalping Bitcoin on the reg, I will be scalping it in that group. I promise you. Alan thinks that the token generation event will not be until the summer. I have no thoughts, Alan. I literally have no thoughts. I don't know. I know it's going to happen at some point. I don't know when, but I know it's going to happen, all right? It's going to happen when it's ready to happen. That I know for sure. So far, AX has been everything I thought it would be. It just has been taking longer than I thought, okay? Originally, we launched this thing in January of 2025 with the beta testing and all this stuff. And look, things don't happen as quick as we thought. But here's the reason. What would you rather have? Would you rather have things go really quick with lots of issues? Or would you rather have things go nice and easy so that there's no issues? And if there are issues, we nip them in the bud before things get out of hand. I'd much rather have the latter. All right, I'd much rather go slow, have no mess ups. We only get one shot. We'll only get one shot at this. All right. Oh, FOMC minutes today. Yeah, Boyan, is Boyan in the chat? If Boyan's in the chat, Boyan, everybody wants you. What happened to BitBoy? See, apparently he went a little crazy, honestly. Apparently he went a little crazy. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, he's under the influence of the dark, of some demons, honestly, some demons. All right? For sure. All right? Do I believe supernatural things like ghosts and demons really exist? Absolutely. 100%. 100%. There are immaterial things that exist, and everybody knows about it. For example, the internet is 100% immaterial. The cloud, 100% immaterial. It's supernatural. Right now, we are communicating through the air. That is supernatural. We are using energy, the energy that exists in the creation, to communicate with each other from all over the world. That is supernatural. Okay? That is what we would call spiritual. That's what we would call supernatural. You can't observe that with your five senses. You can't do a scientific experiment on the information that is being transmitted from my mouth to you through the air. You cannot do a scientific experiment to observe that. In fact, even the pictures, the pixels, and all these things you see on your screen, guess what? That's also supernatural. That's just the representation of information. That is the representation of information and electrons firing off inside your computer chips. All right? Your thoughts are supernatural. Everybody knows thoughts and feelings are real, but you cannot see them, cannot smell them, you cannot touch them, you cannot taste them. Maybe you can hear them. Who knows what kind of weird technology they got out there. All right? The creation is much more complex than it seems from a purely naturalistic point of view. Drugs open doors to more demons. I believe that is true as well. WTF, am I long? Oh, yes, no, this is a short trade. Yeah, this is a short trade, but, this is a long trade that I'm looking for, all right? This is the target that I'm looking for. But this is a short trade, a $500,000 short trade, yeah. A little bit confusing there. I'm hoping, well, I don't even know what I want to happen, but I'm looking for a long trade. If we come down here, I'm looking to take profits if we come down here. All right? So far, though, it's looking like I'm about to get absolutely wrecked. All right? Human bones are topological superconductive system for neutrino coherent communications. That is the internal main communication system that cannot be accessed or attacked through MITM. All right, cool. All right. Your counter trading JCast been winning, says Crypto Clown Roll. Well, maybe I should switch the screen. All right. There we go. Am I in a long or what? Andrew Martinez. Yes, I'm in a long. I'm in a long and a short. All right. I am long and short. All right. Jesse Gellick is everywhere. Jesse Gellick is everywhere. Man in the middle. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, so I'm in a long trade. I'm in a short trade. Guys, I'm just in the trades that I've been taking for the past few weeks. All right, that's all that it is. All right, the thumbnail is extremely sensational. We've been short since the 10th of May. We were short on the 14th. All right, been long for 2 days in the Casper crew. All right, these are the trades I am in. All right, we have been short since the 10th, short again on the 14th, long since the 18th. All right, these are the trades I am in. All right. Any idea for a new short? Yes. Oh, yes. Let's talk about a new short, baby. All right. Things are about to get real long because we're about to talk about a new short. All right. Things are about to get super long. Look at this. Let's clear off the whole chart here. Bam. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. You know, if this daily confirms a green dot, we're going straight to Pump City. But right now, if we take out 82.8 and we smack dab right into the dang Fibonacci golden pocket, we will then have extremely bearish uneven upside downers. All right, uneven upside downers, uneven butt cheeks. All right, some extremely bearish uneven upside downers on the daily time frame. All right, extremely bearish uneven upside downers on the daily time frame. Not only that, we would have a triangular formation. 1, 2, 3. The triangular formation. You know, because you might, you know, some people say, you know, maybe this is not even a bearish div. Yeah, it might be a bearish div. All right. But when you get that triple drive of bear div and you get the triangular formation, what does that mean? That means simply that this right here was a case of pseudo butt crackius. Pseudo butt crackius means you thought that this was the butt crack, but it wasn't. It was a pseudo butt crack. It was fake. All right. It was simply just a big dimple in the left cheek. And the true butt crack was right here the whole time. Pseudo butt crackulus. It's a very, like, honestly, we're just starting now to study this condition. Medical journals are just starting now to publish about pseudo butt crackulus. It's a new condition. It's associated, obviously, with, you know, this is a new condition. It has to do with the processed foods we eat and you know, not getting enough sunlight and living a sedentary lifestyle. You know, those dimples get bigger and bigger over time from sitting in the office chair too long. You know what I mean? The triangular. The old triangular. Shout out to Memory Man in the house, baby. Are we pumping? Yeah, let's see if we pump, all right? Let's see if we pump here. All right? We make another higher high. I'm going to have to de-risk this a bit. All right? Shout out to Bullish on Parade. Shout out to Jesse Gillick. Shout out to Andrew Cameron 77 and Fred R1K SSON. What levels will I start buying spot? Well, I've already started buying spot under 70K. Sadly, my next buy is not until the 50s. So, you know, I'm really playing this by ear here, guys. So far, my plan is not invalidated yet, but depending on what happens, I would love another drop. Would love another drop. Is Market Cipher B based on the Black-Scholes equation model? I have no idea. I have no idea. I really have zero ideas, man. I don't know what it is. You know what else? I don't really care. I do not care either. But today is a Wednesday, which usually gives us some intense volatility, you know? Some intense volatility on Wednesday. Shout out to Prime Vids. All right, shout out to Bullish on Parade. Can we look at INJ on the macro? Yeah, for sure. Let's look at INJ on the macro. All right, let's go to the weekly. Man, you know, it doesn't look bad. Look at this. I'm sure you've already seen this. You know, did I just blow my nose and then wipe my forehead? Yeah. With the same towel? Yeah. Has it been in here for a week dripping on my sweat? Yes. Is that gross? Yes. Yeah, so we've got this very important support resistance flip level going literally all the way back. We could say, technically, to December 2020 with that little high we made. Resistance, support, resistance, support, 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 resistance, resistance. We've got a really nice bull div on the weekly. Oh, crap. Hang on. Wrong screen. Dang it. Here we go. Boom. All right. Look at this. We've got this really nice support resistance flip going all the way back to December 2020. Resistance, support, support, resistance, support, support, resistance, resistance. We got a really nice regular uneven butt cheek pattern on the weekly time frame. When we take it off log scale, I mean, it looks pretty dang nice. Not gonna lie, we've got ourselves the classic falling wedge, right? The classic falling wedge that potentially we're breaking. I mean, it depends on how you want to draw it. You want to draw it like this. Let's connect all those top. Yeah, oh wow. Yeah, this is a, you know, let me take off this dang magnet tool. I mean, it is a classic falling wedge pattern. We got bull divs on the weekly. We got a green dot confirmed on the monthly. We are at support. I mean, worst case scenario, we lose 100%. But the risk to reward is quite phenomenal. I mean, if we do make all-time highs, we're talking 1,000%. So it's a 10-to-1 risk reward right there. It's pretty good. Put it back on log scale. Look at that big difference here. Yeah, let's pull the volume. Let's pull it from the drop. I mean, the majority of the volume from the drop is now below us. And I would assume if we reclaim this here, that that is a nice, that could be a nice move, like pump up, move down, and then as soon as we reclaim that, stop loss, target 1 for value area high. Whoa. Something like that. And then potentially, I mean, I don't know if we'll ever hit that high. I don't know. But this is some nice risk to reward stuff. You know, it definitely looks more bullish than bearish, but that's just based purely on the technicals. To me, it looks way more bullish than bearish. Like we have had plenty of time to be bearish here. We had our October 10th wick. We filled the wick. We formed bullish divergences. We are above the POC. The monthly's bottomed out. It's looking pretty nice. Pretty nice, honestly. All right. Right? Inge is a trash coin. Yeah, so if Inge is a trash coin, then don't buy it. You know what I'm saying? What do I think about Sol? Let's take a look at Sol. Wow. Look at this strange thing here. Well, look, again, it's undeniable that Sol is at a major support. Do I think it's a good spot buy right now? I mean, sure, why not? It is at a pretty key level of support here. All right, if Bitcoin's going to make another low, so will Sol. And obviously, what we would want to see for this thing, and in an ideal world, and I'm not saying we're going to get that, but in an ideal world, we would want to see a retest, something to form here where we make like a low, a lower low, then we make the higher low, and then we pump, right? So in an ideal world, we would want something like this to happen, form this channel, whoopsie daisies, come back in, back test the green line, and then pump, all right? Now, obviously, I'm not expecting it to take until February 2027, which by that time, you know, I don't think it will take that long. But this is the kind of pattern that we would want to see here in an ideal world. This doesn't look like a nice bottom to me. We are just building tons of liquidity here. We are forming a pretty clear bear flag here. And typically these things break to the downside. And honestly, we would want to put in some kind of double bottom here, right? We want to put in at least come and back test once again, $73, give or take. Like, but yeah, is this objectively speaking a good place to buy Sol? I mean, here's the thing. We are down from the all-time high about 77%. That's a pretty big discount. All right, 75% off. That's a pretty good place to start deploying some capital. Of course, we've been down here since February, so we've had plenty of time. Could we get another drop? Yeah, and if we do, well, assuming we get another drop, the ultimate buy zone would be in this area, right? Anything under $75 on Sol is a good buy. Anything under $75 on Sol is a good buy if you are bullish on the asset. Now, here's the thing. Crypto is a new industry, to use that word loosely. And so the truth is, guys, we don't know if Sol is here to stay. You know, I like to think Sol and ETH and Cardano are all going to be big players in the crypto ecosystem. They might not be. We don't know. We don't know. All right, there have been many coins that have come and gone over the years. All right, so assuming this thing has a future, buying Sol $75 or less is objectively a good price. All right, it's objectively a good price. You know, that's just my opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, Bitcoin's starting to pump here. Let's see. Yeah, if we start to make another higher high here, I'm probably going to de-risk and maybe look to add from higher. All right, big shout out to Memory Man. Big shout out to David D. How do I feel about Chainlink? Am I a fundamentals guy? Absolutely not. In zero way, shape, or form am I a fundamentals guy. Chainlink, I hold a lot of Chainlink, okay? And I believe it does have a future. I believe anything under $8.50 is an amazing buy. But this is where we're at with Chainlink, guys. I mean, we're, first of all, just like Solana, this does not look like the low is in here. It does not look like the low is in. This does not look like a healthy bottom at all. All right? Not at all. So, assuming that we are gifted with another drop, and assuming that this thing plays out, I'm not saying we're going to take the low from 2022, but if we do, I mean, yeah, I'm bullish on Chainlink. We are at major support here. There's no reason why we can't continue to range here. One of the main reasons why I'm bullish on Chainlink, by the way, is because the purpose of Chainlink is to link all the blockchains together, right? And that's kind of where everything's headed in general. Like, blockchain infrastructure is, in my opinion, probably going to... Like, when we start using CBDCs, which we are, and everyone will, I believe that all the blockchains are going to be linked together, chain linked together. All right, and most people won't even know what blockchain they're using. But yeah, I think the existing infrastructure is going to be built on top of. The reason I think that is because you have big players like the Federal Reserve openly saying that when the Federal Reserve creates their CBDC, which they will, and we're all going to use it, they're going to build on top of existing blockchain infrastructure. In addition to this, you have people like the World Economic Forum mouthpieces, right? Klaus Schwab, Noah Harari, talking about how they are interested in assets like Chainlink because of the interconnectivity that it offers. So, doesn't mean Chainlink is going to be that thing, but it already exists. Why reinvent the wheel? All right. Now, I could be wrong. Again, Chainlink might go to zero. I hold a lot of Chainlink. I hold quite a bit of Chainlink, you know? Hype. All right, let's look at hype. Pumping, baby. Hype is pumping. All right. Well, what can I say? It looks really bullish on the weekly. It looks really bullish on the daily, having found support on the zero line with the money flow. A nice bullish divergence bottom here. Now we're probably going to start forming hidden bullish divergences for the next big moves up. What can I say about this? There's not much to say about it, guys. You know, sadly, there is not much to say about it. If you're not in, you could buy the top if you're into that. Or you could wait for some kind of retracement if you think it's going to continue up. Probably will. I mean, Hyperliquid is probably here to stay. Of course, you can never be so sure about anything in crypto, but this is our range here. We are breaking out of this channel to the upside. So a few things, maybe a back test of the channel top. All right, we connect the highs here. Connect the highs, look for a back test of the channel top, perhaps. Fibonacci pull from high to low. Maybe we come back in the channel, and this is a fake out, but then we do bounce from the channel low, right? Stuff like that. But this is not my area of expertise as far as assets in free pump mode. You know, I'm a kind of guy who likes to long the bottom, so if I see something like this, I do not get interested in trading it. I do not get interested in buying it. You know, I respect the pump. I respect the pump, and congrats to the people making big gains on this, but what do you want me to do here? Besides say, yup, we're pumping, baby. That's all we really can do when it comes to something like this. You know what I'm saying? Do I hold more XRP or Link? I only hold Link. I don't hold any XRP. Shout out to my man, Divine Hood. He says, check out Zcash. You entered a long on Zcash. You entered on the 382. Beautiful trade, bro. Beautiful trade. So Divine Hood longed right here on the Tres Ocho Dos. Looks like we want to go for the high again. This is like a beautiful cup and handle. You know what's crazy about this is the fact that, you know, if this is a cup and handle, our target, let's turn it off. Oh, it's off log. Wow. This is crazy. Wow. $1,000 Zcash. Can you imagine that? It's going to be a key psychological. Right? Isn't that crazy? It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. My top 5 altcoins that I hold: Ethereum, Chainlink, Cardano, AVAX, Solana. Probably my top 5. No, you entered at $316. Oh my goodness, Divine Hood is long from down here. Whoa. Divine Hood, I'm sorry, Divine Hood. I don't mean to sell you short like that. Divine Hood is long from down here. Wow. That's amazing. Divine Hood is up right now 100%. If we hit that $1,000 target, he will be up 235%. That is crazy. That is crazy. People say Zcash is like early Bitcoin. Maybe it is. I haven't held Zcash since like 2017. I remember Zcash back in the day. You know, this is an old coin here. Zcash been around forever. Zcash been around forever. Seriously. All right, let's see. I do want to set an alert here on Bitcoin in case we take that high again. Of course, 78K, also an important area of resistance. All right. Would I load up more on altcoins if they dip below their 2022 lows? At this point in my life, probably not. All right. At this point in my life, probably not. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, probably not. Maybe I would a little bit, but I wouldn't put any kind of huge money into them. You know? I'm holding ADA and not XRP. Do I believe in XRP? Look, I'm an old school crypto guy. You guys have to understand, all right, that I have always had a bad taste in my mouth for XRP. I've never held XRP. I never will hold XRP. The only time I've traded XRP was on leverage, very sparingly. All right, you have to understand where I come from, guys. I've been into crypto since 2016. In 2016, the reason people got into crypto is because they hated the Federal Reserve, they hated banks, they hated governments, they hated taxes. All right, that is why the old school Bitcoiners got into Bitcoin. The new school Bitcoiners get into Bitcoin because BlackRock has Bitcoin and there's a Bitcoin ETF and Trump likes Bitcoin. And because Bitcoin is going to make money. And if there's wide scale adoption, then that's good for... The old school Bitcoiners didn't want any of that. All right. Now, the old school Bitcoiners, when something like XRP comes out and says XRP is going to be the thing that combines crypto with traditional banking system, I mean, that is the most repulsive anathema thing I could possibly imagine. Right? Now, this is what I think of when I think of XRP, when I think of Ripple. I think of a Trojan horse deception coin. All right. Now, you might say, Jason, you're hypocritical. You're into Chainlink. You're into all this. You're right. I'm hypocritical because I've changed over the years. All right. I'm no longer an old school Bitcoiner. All right. I'm a new school Bitcoiner. Pump my bags, baby. Pump my bags. So I can get the heck out of here before we're all forced into the dang smart cities on universal basic income. Let me get a nice little homestead rolling here before you know, the shoe drops and the digital enslavement system goes live, right? Pump my dang bags. Give me the wide scale adoption, right? We have a short window of time to profit before things get bad, all right? But because of my bitter taste for XRP, I just can't go back to it. I just can't go back to it, all right? Even if it is going to be the thing that pumps, I just can't go back to it, all right? That's just the reality of the situation, all right? But here's the thing. Am I confident XRP is going to pump? No, not at all. Could XRP go to zero? Absolutely. Is XRP special? No. No, it's not. It's not. It doesn't have to be XRP. It could be anything. All right? Dear Jason, please say Monero. Yeah, seriously. So Monero is essentially what real cryptocurrency should be. All right? If Monero is truly private, which I've heard maybe it's not. I bought XRP live a while back. Well, I probably sold it, man, because I don't have any now. And if I do, it's tiny little amounts on some random exchange I haven't logged into in months. How big is the window of time? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Sustainable Development Agenda 2030. I'd say probably we probably have maybe 20 years. Say 20 years. You know, by 2050, I'd say. You know, let's see how things unfold in the next few years. I mean, it's very interesting to see how much has changed in the last 6 years. Right? We had the whole world shut down. We had things go much more remote. We had the doubling of the money supply of the United States dollar, which is changing completely the global economic environment. You know, the petrodollar is dying, the West is declining. You know, things are changing quick. There is a new order coming. You know, the baby boomer generation is on its way out, sadly. You know, I love baby boomers, you know. But, you know, that I feel like the baby boomer generation, they're the last generation that could have lived the American dream. So let's see what happens. I mean, it is very interesting to see how much things have changed. I look back at the past 20 years, and really, it's almost unrecognizable. It's crazy how much has changed. We've got AI technology coming in. I mean, think of even just the past 2 years with AI. How much life has changed for the average person. Being able to use AI is pretty crazy. You know, jobs are quickly becoming obsolete with AI. I'd give it 20 years. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Do I think Trump has a shot at becoming the Prime Minister of Israel and the Antichrist? I don't think so. I would, if I was a betting man, I would bet against that. Yeah, no, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. What kind of protein would you like on your burger, bug or soy? You know, if I had to pick between bug or soy, I would pick bug. I would pick grasshopper because it is a whole food. It is kosher. It is biblically clean, and it's a whole food. The soy, well, it depends, right? Are we talking organic soy? Are we talking non-GMO, organic, pure soy? Are we talking genetically modified soy? Same with the grasshoppers. You know, are the grasshoppers exposed? Have they been exposed to glyphosate? Have they been brought up on glyphosate-covered grass? Yeah, that's a tough choice, Bullish on Parade. I think I'd have to look a little bit more into your sourcing before I decide what kind of protein I would like on my burger. Have you ever heard of the World Mission Society Church of God? Yes. Actually, I have heard of the World Mission Society Church of God. I actually have heard of them. If I'm not mistaken, they have some strange beliefs. If I'm not mistaken, they have some strange beliefs. I don't know what they are exactly they believe, but I've heard that they have some strange beliefs. You don't understand why the USA hates so much on China and Russia. USA's future sounds a lot like communism. Well, Dennis Marv, I don't know. Does the United States hate on China and Russia? It's a strange thing. I mean, China, the United States and China are so codependent on each other. I'd say the United States is more dependent on China than China is on the US. I mean, in America, everything is made in China. If China stopped doing business, stopped trade with the US would implode overnight. Are you talking about the people or are you talking about the government? I mean, definitely, it seems as if the United States is heading towards a more socialist type of system. I would agree with that. They believe God the Mother is on Earth living in South Korea. Well, that sounds pretty crazy. FOMC in a while, says Sirac Diamond. What do we have? FOMC minutes, right? We don't have real FOMC. FOREX Factory. Yeah, FOMC meeting minutes in 2 minutes. So, I don't think this is really anything that we can do or watch. It's just a record of what happened already, alright? So, it's a record of the last FOMC. Where am I calling the exact bottom? I don't know, man. Oh, for the day? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't even know anymore. I'm not on a roll anymore. I'm out of the groove. This choppy range has got me out of the dang groove. I would like for the bottom to be below 76K. I would like for us to drop down there, take the low. I would love to come down, take this liquidity. You know, I don't know if that's going to happen, though. We have some really mixed signs on the chart. We have some seriously mixed signs on the chart. But I would like to come down, take this, and then get a reclaim. That's what I would like. All right. Is there an egg code? You know what? Let me get an egg code going, all right? Let me get an egg code going for you guys. All right, hang on one second. All right, the code is China. All right, China. The egg code is China. Guys, just a quick reminder. All right. Klein Funding is giving away 5 $50,000 funded accounts. All right, that's $250,000 in total for the giveaway. 5 $50,000 funded accounts, that's $250,000 in total. If you want to win, what you need to do is you need to have in the past or right now create an account, and you have to purchase an account. All right, I have 15% discounts on these funded accounts here. All right. If you use the link in the description, if you have had an account in the past, you are eligible to win a $50,000 funded account. If you're into trading on Propfirms, that's an awesome thing. All right. Also, YUBIT is giving away $1,000. Link in the pinned comment and description. Not only do you get the instant VIP 8 upgrade, low fees, sign-up bonuses, but we are going to be giving away $1,000. All you need to do is sign up using my link. Also, if you want to join the Casper crew, where we've been short since the 10th of May and long for the past 2 days in the juiciest profits, you can go to jasoncaspertrading.com, click the link to join the best dang trading community in the world, where myself and 3 instructors are live trading multiple times a day. Like this morning, we gave the long in advance, and I told everybody the moment I took the long trade, as well as when I took profit. All right, we step by step in the Discord tell you what we're doing. All right, not financial advice, not signals, educational only, entertainment only. All that great, good, juicy stuff. All right. You're planning to take a long around 75, 275. What do I think about that? I think it sounds like a great idea. You don't see any pump till 75K is wiped. Yeah, I mean, another drop on Bitcoin looks absolutely beautiful. That's why I'm looking for this, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. All right. China is the egg code. What do you do with the eggs? You enter in the Discord to win cash prizes. All right. You enter to win cash prizes. You think we pump first? Let's see. Bitcoin is up until July minimum. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll have to see. You know, we get to see now if the sell in May and walk away thing is all right, if it's legit or if it's not. You know, is sell in May walk away legit or no? We will find out. I'm calling 75, 71 the low of the day. I'm calling at least there. Too real for you. When to add to the short? Well, you know, look, I'm not really looking. How do I say this, guys? The one size does not fit all. Where are you short from? What short are you talking about? Are you talking about the short from May 10th? Are you talking about the short from May 14th? Where to add to that? I would say the macro golden pocket from the high to our current low is where I would add to that. Where would I add to this short I'm in right now? I mean, maybe 78.2-ish. We'll have to see. If we make another high here, I'm going to de-risk. I've got $500,000 on the trade right now. I've got 521,000 USDs on the trade, baby. This is the most boring price action week I've seen in my life. Everyone has like pump and dump. The trend goblin. Jason is the trend goblin. Look, trend is your friend. The trend is your friend until the end of the trend. All right. The trend is your friend until the end of the trend, honestly. The 15-minute double button keeps me long. Let's check it out. 15-minute double bottom. Let's check it. Yeah, that does look pretty nice. I mean, that's the scalp trade we took this morning in the Casper crew. I closed it out. Sadly, I didn't mean to close it out, but we longed from right here this morning. I closed the whole thing out by accident. What time is Nvidia earnings? I don't even know, honestly. How many accounts do I trade on? A lot. Right now, I'm primarily trading on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 accounts. All right, I'm trading actively 2 accounts on ANTARCTIC, 1 account on BLOFIN, 1 account on YUBIT, 1 account on KCEX. All right. There's no discount code to Klein funding. Yeah, there is. It's Jason15 is the discount code, man. Jason15. It's in the description of this video. All right. Speaking of NVIDIA, in this video, in the description, Jason15. Trend is your friend until the supply chain goes out, says Splashbar Films. Yeah, trend is your friend until the supply chain goes out. Then you can't do it. We got egg wars going on right now in the Discord. In the Jason Casper Discord, we got egg wars going on, but unfortunately I can't be there because I have to watch this dang price action here. All right, so apparently Nvidia earnings is in 52 minutes. All right, someone else says 5 p.m. We've got mixed signals. We've got mixed signals out here, guys. Imagine thinking Klein is going to give you a discount. It's a 15% discount, guys. Exclusive to Jason Casper. Mike T. Geiper. Yeah, it's true. It ain't no baloney. It ain't phony. It ain't no baloney. You know? It ain't phony. It ain't no baloney. Man, I'm tired of this boring price action. Can we please get a move Bitcoin? You know? I wish I traded hype. I wish I traded hype. Like, what the heck? You know, what the actual? Yeah, 2 p.m. is Fed minutes. We already had Fed minutes. Only squeeze, says y'all about to find out soon here. Well, let's see if we can't squeeze it to the upside. All right. Metric Esh Ake 5715 says it's after market close. I never know how to pronounce your YouTube name here. It's extremely difficult for me to pronounce that. All right. Hype is dangerous trading for you. Well, like I said, when it comes to something like that, and I see it's just been going straight up only, I have nothing to say. I don't want to buy it. I don't want to trade it. I don't want to short it. So there's really not much I can do with it except respect the gains that people have made on it. You know? Guys, I love the smell of these pine needles behind me. See these pine needles? You take them, you break them, you roll them, you sniff them. Shout out to Dennis Marv J. I dare you at next live stream, show us a small video of you making pull-ups with max weights or reps because the muscles look like AI. Do they really? I feel like I don't even look that jacked right now, you know? I feel like I don't really look that jacked. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the muscles are AI. But, man, I definitely could not do a max set of pull-ups today. I am wiped out. I'm wiped out. I had to rearrange my workout schedule this week. I did legs on Sunday, upper body on Monday, and legs again yesterday. 3 days in a row. I am pretty wiped out today. I'll be honest. I was wiped out. You know? But someday I will. I feel like I could, if I was fresh, I could probably do 30 pull-ups overhand wide grip. I'm pretty sure I could. I've done it many times before. The problem is, do I really want to waste my energy on a set of 30 pull-ups? maybe for the sake of YouTube, I'll have to do it. Yeah. You want to see those heavy, full range squats, baby? I mean, I do like to squat. I do have a video, I think, of me squatting. Let's see. Do I have a squat video here? Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, I don't know if I can show it, but I'll give it a shot here. Look at that. Do you guys see all this? Oh, yeah, look at that. You guys see that, huh? You see this, huh? Let's see here. Would I be able to? Nah, I don't think I'd be able to do that. Yeah, let's see, actually. I might be able to. Let's see. Here we go. No, you guys can't see that. Can't see that. Yeah, I don't know how to show videos. Shout out to Dave Digital in the house. Actually, let me see if there's a way to show a video. If I do this, and if I do this, let's see. Does this work? There we go. Here we go. Look, now we got a video of squats. All right. Let's see. Is this what? Is this? There we go. Yeah, we got some squats. All right. There we go. Squats. Look, I know I got chicken legs, guys. All right, you gotta leave me alone. I'm 6'3". All right. It's just the angle. Trust me, it's just the angle. It's just the angle. You know. It's just the angle. Trust me, it's just the angle. Look, I'm 6'3". It's hard for me to squat. I had to work a long time on my squats. Honestly, I had to work a long time on my squats. All right. And to be fair, all right. To be fair, my legs do suck compared to the rest of my body. All right. But also, to be fair, it's not a good angle to see the leg width. All right. The small amount of width that I have. That's a bad angle. Do I wear wired headphones? Of course. That's all I do. But I do love squatting. I love squatting. But I'll also be honest and say squats don't really build my legs too much. Nothing really builds my calves. I train them like crazy too. Do I have any dump music? I don't have dump music. But, let's see here. Right now, I feel like my legs are probably the best that they've ever been. All right? I feel like my legs are probably the best they've ever been. All right? All right, no homo. No homo. About to show you. This is my current physique. This is after 6 weeks of cutting weight and then 1 week of pumping the calories. All right. I have to say, all right, I definitely don't look like I have weak legs. The calves, all right, okay. But the quads, all right, I'll take it. I will take it, guys. I'm not, like I said, no homo. All right, I know we're 99.9% dudes in here. All right, so, you know, that's my current physique as of yesterday morning. Do I squat to pee? No, I sit to pee. I sit to pee. I sit to pee after all those squats, man. Play soccer if you want strong legs. My son plays soccer, so that's what's up. Hopefully he gets strong legs. What are my thoughts on the sardine diet? I never tried the sardine diet, but I think sardines are super healthy if they're like the healthy kind. Try to get them either in organic extra virgin olive oil or water. Tastes gross. Mackerel is good too. Mackerel has more fat. If you're eating the sardines for the omega-3, I think they're super healthy, you know? Then I think they're healthy. You think my legs are fine? It's funny because I'm not even kidding. I'm super self-conscious about my skinny legs. I'll never forget this time. I went to my grandmother's, it's her 85th birthday party. And I hadn't seen my cousins in a long time. And I don't know, I guess I must have been wearing some skinny jeans or something. And my cousins, they saw me. They're like, Jason, you know, you look really like buff. But you got to work out your legs. That's what they told me. I said, I do. I work out my legs. I don't know what to tell you, you know? And then from that point on, then this other time, I was at the beach. Right? And this little kid points over at me. He's like, Mom, look at that man. Look, he has such big muscles, but what happened to his legs? And that just crushed me, guys. I mean, that just crushed me. I couldn't even take it. So I dug a big hole in the sand and I buried myself up to the waist. I just stood there for like until the tide came in. I almost didn't make it. What do I think about Midnight Night from Cardano? I'm not sure. Yeah, exactly. David B. Brumblebow says sardines are great, especially if you don't get them in seed oils. Yeah, that's the thing. So either organic extra virgin olive oil or water. Now, if you get them in water, they taste, I'm going to be honest, they taste gross. And it's creepy to eat a fish and you got the bone and the skin. All right. But if you want to be healthy, I do think they're one of the best sources of omega-3 fats. Salmon is great. All right. Salmon is great. Yeah, kids are the best for honesty, Juan Estrada. My kids say the most embarrassing things sometimes. Like, look at how fat that guy is. I'm like, well, we don't want to make anybody feel bad. You shouldn't say that. I'll be like, well, you shouldn't say that. They're like, why? Like, well, you don't want to make anybody feel bad, you know? Now, to be fair about the thing at the beach, keep in mind at this time, my upper body was extremely tan. All right, my upper body was extremely tan because all the work I do out in the homestead, I would wear long jeans with the socks tucked in because I don't want to get a tick, right? So my legs were pale, pasty white as could be. But my upper body was extremely tan. So it did look like two different people stitched together. Okay, to be fair. But shout out to our super chat. You have 5 kids, Juan? That is crazy, bro. Shout out to our super chat, Victor Bessarelli. Victor Bessaril. He says, can you check Ondo and your opinion on tokenization? Sure. Let's check out Ondo. All right. Let's see here. Ondo. Well, it looks pretty bullish. I mean, this is our support resistance flip. Weekly momentum crossing the 0 line, bullish divergence on the weekly. If we reclaim that line, 46 cents, not financial advice, but if we reclaim it, we have a clear invalidation and potentially could look for, it's not the best risk to reward unless we come to all-time highs. Now, I'll be honest with you, when you ask about tokenization, I don't even know anything about Ondo and tokenization. But it does look, this low looks nice. Like, this looks nice here. The daily looks nice. What would be a better entry would be, I'll tell you what the juiciest entry would be. All right. If I were looking at Ondo for like an actual long trade, the best trade that could possibly be taken right now would be to come and take all this liquidity here. That would be a gift. I'm not saying we're going to do that, but that would be an absolute gift. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stop hunt, and then a reclaim of 24 cents would be the ultimate long signal. All right. That would be the most bullish thing you could possibly imagine given this chart. Other than that, something else we could look for would be maybe coming back down to test the support resistance flip right here. Right? If we can't reclaim the level and we do something like this and we come down to the Fibonacci golden pocket and we come back down into that zone, that's also a good place to look. But other than that, you know, a reclaim and a back test of 46 cents is, and we've already, you know, right now, if we come above it, to me, that's good enough for invalidation, entry, and then looking to squeeze all of this stuff here, right? Because this looks very, very squeezable. Could it happen? Yeah. Will it happen? I have no idea. I'll be honest. I don't even know what Ondo is. I'm not much of a crypto guy. So I don't know anything about what tokenization you're talking about, but all right. But thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. You fixed your skinny legs 5 years ago with your strategy, 80% of your body weight in squats for 3 sets to failure once a week. With your usual leg workouts in between. That is crazy, Dennis Marv. 80% of your body weight. That's pretty intense. So it's like, for me, it would be like around 160 pounds. Yeah, interesting. Maybe I'll give that a shot, man. Maybe I will give that a shot. I have tried high volume squatting in the past, and I did notice some leg gains. Obviously, I've seen leg gains in my legs like over the years. I'll give that a shot, you know. It's mostly the calves that I don't like. Like, I'd be fine with my upper legs. It's just the calves that are real skinny, but it is what it is. But maybe I'll give that a shot, man. Oh, the setup in the garage? Yeah, this is what a pro trader's setup looks like here, guys. All right, a few things of note. The hair metal wig, okay. Of course, the plunger. The jug to pee, if need be. The BLOFIN pure gold chain. All right. The bubble machine. The bubble machine. Of course, the power strip. The pack of aspartame-free gum. The broken Nintendo 64 controller, missing a control stick. The towel to soak up the sweat. As well as, of course, the bug zapper. A bag of contractor garbage bags. as well as a mason jar full of water with a little bit of electrolytes in there. That is the setup, all right? That is the setup right there. Shout out to Zach61Ita. Shout out to HFG in the chat. Let's see if Bitcoin is going to come and take our low here. Let's see if Bitcoin is going to come take our low. When is my reward for live short entry? Well, I told you, Barzette. What's your USDT address, man? Look, I told you. I would have taken the short without you, but I acknowledge the fact that you said we're going to take a short. And I said, I'll pay you royalties. Give me your dang USDT address, bro. I keep telling you that. Calves is about genetics. Yeah, the old genetics excuse. I'll take it. I'll take it, you know? You know what else is all genetics? Taking losses in the market. That gum can cause some serious loose stool. That's good to know. Do I have a course on setting up a professional YouTube studio? No course needed, my friend. Did you write it? Yeah, do it again, Barzette. Yeah, I'll send you some USDT, bro. Why not, man? Why not? I'll send you some USDT. All right. Anthony Lee Crypto, he says, 3 angles for calves. Toes in, out, and straight, hitting all 3 heads of the calf. Oh, interesting. High volume, always 3 weight drop sets. At least 2 drop sets each angle. All right, bro, I will give that a shot. All right, I'm going to screenshot this right now. All right, this is going to be my new calf routine, bro. All right, let's see. We'll take the measurements. It'll be the Anthony Lee Crypto calf routine. Screenshot this right now. Anthony Lee Crypto definitely knows this stuff way more than I do. All right, I got you, bro. I got you, man. I got you, bro. I got you, my man. I'm going to send you over something, all right? It's supposed to get really stormy out today. It's supposed to get really stormy out today, guys. Good stretch on the calf. Says not quicker. I always do try and prioritize the stretch and the squeeze. The stretch and the squeeze. The stretch and the squeeze. But obviously I'm doing something wrong, you know? What's my Bitcoin target for the top? Not sure. I'm not sure. If the top's not in, then I'm looking for either 83.3, 86, or 100K. Close to 100K, maybe 97. All right, let's see. I got to send my man some USDT because I told him I would. And Jason Casper is a man of his word. Jason Casper is a man of his word. Is that Ethereum? I'm going to assume that's an Ethereum address. All right, there we go. 500 USDs just sent to you, my man. There you go, bro. It's about the stretch more than the squeeze. All right. Shout out to Mr. Pilono 2050. Shout out to Dano Crypto. Am I on a hoverboard? Nah, I'm just walking aimlessly around the driveway, bro. You know, aimlessly walking around the driveway, waiting for Bitcoin to dump down below $76,000. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dave Digital. Why don't you just buy some cows, and then when they have calves, your calves will be bigger than everyone else's calves? You're right. You're right. Crypto Clown World says you can be a fat kid like me, and when you lose weight, you'll be left with big calves. You know what? That's not the case with me. That's just not the case with me. You know what's funny is when I was super fat, when I was super obese, which I was, I used to say, you know what? At least my arms and legs are skinny. It's just my giant man breasts and my large gut, right? I definitely had the least attractive obese physique possible, guys. Like some dudes and some girls, like you know how it is, right? Some women, right? They can be, technically speaking, obese, but they're beautiful. They're obese in the right areas, okay? Other ladies could be obese and they are obese in the wrong areas, okay? For me, it was all just fat around the love handles, the stomach, and the man boobs, but the arms and legs were skinny. I had no big old calves left when I lost weight, okay? You know? You got like your typical like there's another kind of fat guy physique where you're fat in the butt and the legs, and you got the gut too. You got the gut too. But it doesn't look as bad because things are just more proportional, right? For me, it's like toothpicks coming out of a giant grape. You know, that was my physique. Toothpicks coming out of a giant grape. A giant grapefruit, okay? So, imagine that being a Tron address. I hope it wasn't a Tron address. The background beats hard. What channel is it? Yeah, it's a pure boom bap 90s. Yeah, you know, I love these beats. I love these beats. They do go hard. They go super hard. My entry is your TP. Okay. Well, the reason my entry is there is because that is a resistance. Yeah, insulin resistance on roids. Yeah, for serious. I mean, I was a very unhealthy kid, extremely unhealthy. It's funny, like thinking back, because now I'm all about being metabolically healthy and all this, right? So, thinking back to as a child, I had very unhealthy habits. Lots of sugar, lots of seed oils, lots of refined carbs, very little protein. You know, my mom would often make dinner. It would just be pasta and tomato sauce only. The only protein would be like a little Parmesan sprinkled cheese that has silicone in it anyway, right? And then I'd always be eating like ice cream. I'd always be eating potato chips, you know, cheese, all this kind of stuff. Pizza rolls, all this like processed junk garbage, right? And then as I got older, because I was fat, it kept me from doing any kind of physical activity, right? Couldn't run, couldn't play sports. And the only thing I was good at or enjoyed was playing video games. So what did I do? I sat around, played video games, ate a whole bunch of junk food. And then as I got into my teenage years, you know, the weight gain accelerated. You know, it's like a snowball effect. When stream with Dano Crypto, we'll do a stream, man. You know, we will for sure, bro. You could always tell Italian contractors in Iraq because they only worked out their biceps and chest. Then when I first got into fitness, all I did was work out my biceps and chest, you know. Darren is obese in the right areas. That's cool, man. Shout out to Verboshi, who says, be grateful for your upper body. My family has huge legs, but no upper body. I'd swap in a heartbeat. Yeah, I always wonder if I would swap. I would rather have a bigger upper body, to be honest, but... Uh-oh. What happened here? Yeah, everyone's got their own genetics, right? It is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, I really don't care at all. You know, I jest on here about caring about my leg size. I really don't care. I'm 36. I'm happily married. I've got a wonderful family. I don't need to have bigger legs, really. You know. Doritos literally made me obese over the summer between 2nd and 3rd grade. At 15, I would just go to the gas station to get a 32-ounce cherry Coke and a party-size Skittles, and that was lunch. That is crazy, bro. Prim Sharda, you're the Klein funding winner. I don't remember, actually, bro. I really don't remember at all. When was that? And what was the giveaway? I don't remember, man. The egg code is... what is the egg code? Crap, what is the egg code? Anyone remember the egg code? Does anyone remember the egg code? I don't remember it. Crap, what was it now? It wasn't 0. It wasn't Coke. It wasn't Bitcoin. It wasn't market. Oh, China. China. Thank you, PrimeViz3. It was China. It was China. All right. Come on, Bitcoin. We need a big drop. Thank you, China. China, yeah. Yeah, if I knew what I know now about nutrition and diet and all this back then, I would have changed everything. Back when you're a kid, you're like, man, why am I fat and everyone else isn't? You don't realize you're metabolically unhealthy. That's probably pre-diabetic as a kid, honestly. I was probably pre-diabetic as a kid. And then you spend your older years trying to dig your way out of that. But hey, you know, in a lot of ways, I'm thankful that I was so unhealthy as a kid because if I hadn't been so out of shape as a kid and a younger teenager, I would probably have gone the way of your average American. And being a 36, almost 36-year-old guy, I would probably have all the conditions that your average 36-year-old guy has, you know? Insulin resistance, probably pre-diabetic, you know, probably like feeling like garbage all the time, tired, you know, weak, you know, no offense to anyone who's feeling like that, but like, I feel like people are like that because they take their health for granted as a kid, and then the next thing you know, their age catches up to them. But because I had that as a younger person, it drove me to be healthy. It pushed me to pursue health and fitness. And so now that I'm 36, all my friends that used to be athletic and fit and enjoying a healthy young body, now they're old and fat and sickly. And now I'm old and I get to enjoy having a healthy body. I'd rather it be this way than the other way, to be honest with you. But look, the Lord is in control of everything, right? At the end of the day, you could take care of your body, you could eat the right stuff, you could exercise, and you know, there's only so much you could do. And then God's in control. God's in control of the health and all this stuff, you know. So praise the Lord. Dave B says, most definitely pre-diabetic, but not until the mitochondria are permanently destroyed and malfunctioning 25 years later that doctors start figuring out diabetes. Yeah, takes time, right? Can we take a look at order flow? Yeah, for sure. What do I think about dental health? I mean, how do my teeth look? How do they look? They're the same color as the siding. A little yellow. A little crooked. Let's take a look at order flow. We don't really have much of anything going on. We have a steady decline of OI. We have a steady CBD. It looks pretty neutral here, honestly. Yeah, look at the teeth, guys. What do you think about them? Shout out to Boom Doc Saint. Kodak says don't take health for granted. I don't know trade visuals. Oh, trade visuals, look at the order flow. I don't see anything really of note here. The only thing maybe I see here is a potential bull flag forming on the lower time frames. You know, this is our 1 hour chart. Let's go down to our 5-minute chart. It does look bull flaggish. Let's see what happens here. I don't see any bullish CVD. I don't see any bearish CVD. US people don't seem to give a crap about teeth. I don't know. Everyone I know has perfect teeth. Everyone I know had braces and like they have the most perfect, like beautiful teeth. All right, I'm the only one I know that looks like this. All right. But the reason I look like this is because I have extra teeth and they're crowded. Right? I don't know why it is, but I used to have perfectly straight teeth, and then all of a sudden I had extra teeth come in. Right? It's very strange. So they're crowded. The dentist wanted to pull them out. I said, no thanks. And so, but I might get them fixed now because they're actually starting to cause me some issues. Because there are too many teeth in there. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I go to a biologic dentist, so he's kind of a natural-ish dentist. Have you ever had a cavity filled without Novocaine? I have. Maybe the next time you guys see me, I'll have a diamond grill. All right, diamond plated grill. Yeah, British people, isn't that the stereotype for having bad teeth? Is British? But who knows? Who knows? Come on, Bitcoin. We need a big old. We need something to happen here. We need something to happen. Dredge loves when people say insert group people seem not to blah blah blah. Seems kind of racist. It's not racist, just stereotypical. Does he tell you how heart cells are stored in your teeth? No, but he's very much against like tooth extraction and stuff like that, unless it's like absolutely necessary, because he thinks it's like linked to different organs and stuff like this. I don't know, like, you know, it's too much for me. That's too far above. But look, when you go down the Jason Casper path, you end up at some weird doctors and dentists. All right. You know, you end up at chiropractors and dentists / chiropractors and dentists that like talk about your teeth being linked to all your other organs and stuff like this, and you know, crazy stuff, right? No fluoride, all that kind of stuff. Can I explain? Shout out to Crypto Clown World. Biology dentists are the way to go. Any Ondo thoughts? K-Cron? Yeah, we just looked at Ondo, and I said it does look pretty bullish. Like, it looks bullish. There are a few setups that I was looking at, actually. What were we going to take a look at here? What were we going to do? The Klein funding giveaway? Yeah, so basically Klein is doing 5 $50,000 account giveaways. The only thing you need to do is you have to have had an account in the past, a funded account that you purchased through my link, or you can get one now and be eligible. You either need an old account number or a current account number. All right. And for the YUBIT giveaway, you simply just need to sign up to YUBIT using my link. You get all these welcome bonus things, VIP 8 upgrade, plus the chance to win $1,000. And we'll be doing that later this week. That's the deal. All right, we're getting a little drippity droop drop on the BTC, baby. Teeth are linked neurologically to the whole body. Yeah, holistic medicine the way to go. I agree with you there, man. I do. And I trust my biologic dentist. I'll be honest, I don't understand it. I haven't taken the time to look into it, you know? I know a little bit about a lot. But I don't know much about biologic dentistry. What are my honest thoughts on funded accounts? Honestly, I think they are amazing for people who are just coming into this game and don't have capital. I mean, what an amazing opportunity for somebody coming in, not having capital, and looking for an actual way to start building themselves up as a trader. right? As a trader, you should be, you know, or if you do have capital, you want to test a new strategy, you want to just kind of challenge yourself, I think they're awesome. Now, some of them, can they be shady? Sure. Are some of them Pontis? Yeah. Are the ones that I work with Pontis? To the best of my knowledge and ability to know, no, they're not. They're on the up and up. They're on the up and up. And is the model, some people don't like the model of a prop firm because the prop firm makes money when people get wrecked. The market makes money, like, that's the thing, the market is only tradable because people get wrecked, right? It's just part of the game, right? So if you're going to a prop firm and you want to gamble and get wrecked, then okay, that's no different than you going to the market and trading and getting wrecked. If you're going to go to a prop firm and trade responsibly with good risk management, then you're not going to get wrecked. Like, it's as simple as that. My honest thoughts on funded accounts. I've had teeth filled without Novocaine. Oh, interesting, David B. Yeah, I've had it too. It's ugh. Don't like that. Don't like that. But you know what? My teeth, according to my biologic dentist, he says are extremely healthy and strong. He told me this. Well, he didn't tell me this. His dental practitioner lady girl who like takes the sample of your spit and puts it under the microscope to see what kind of microorganism. She said you must brush like 3 times a day and water floss. And I told her, I'll be honest with you, I probably brush my teeth like 4 times a week, and I don't ever floss. And she said it must be your healthy diet that makes your teeth look like that. And I said, I do have a very healthy diet. She said, keep eating that healthy diet. So, the tooth diet. You want to know what the tooth diet is? For Jason Castor's biologic dentist who says his teeth look good? Just don't eat anything that comes in a package. You know, that's the tooth diet. All right, now we're starting to get a little bit of a drop here. Let's see if we can't hit our target, all right? Let's see if we can't hit our dang target here. Come on, Biddy. Come on, Biddy. Come on, Bitcoin. Oil pulling? Yeah, that's good stuff. I do oil pulling sometimes. I should do it more. My wife always tells me to do it more. My wife, you know, she's all about flossing and brushing and oil pulling and exfoliating and all this girl stuff, all right? This girl stuff, I'll tell you. Took me a long time when we first got married to realize when my wife says she's going to go to bed, it doesn't mean she's actually going to go to bed, all right? When I say I'm going to bed, I'm going to bed. I'm literally walking from where I say I'm going to bed into the bed, and I'm closing my eyes and going to sleep. She says it. She has to go do all this crazy stuff, exfoliations, cream, beef tallows, and all this flossing and brushing and oil pulling. It's like this whole 3-hour routine. It's crazy, man. I could never do that. I could never be a woman. Can't do it. That's actually why I stopped being trans, non-carbon, and binary emission gender studies. I just couldn't keep up with all that stuff. You know? Couldn't keep up with all that. Oil what? Oil pulling? You never heard of oil pulling? Oil pulling is where you take oil in your mouth and you swish it around for like 10 minutes. All right? It's supposed to be really good for your teeth. It pulls all the gross stuff out of your gums and it removes plaque and all this, and then you spit the oil out. We usually use coconut oil, but I think you could also use olive oil. Yeah, but coconut oil, that's... The reason why I don't do it is because I'm too lazy. I'll be honest with you. I know it's healthy for you, but it's just 10 minutes of swishing oil. You know, it's just too much. You just use a twig to clean your teeth? Okay, that's cool. That's what's up. That's what's up. Damien is not fat. You just identify as fat. I identify as fat too. Oh, you're trans fat. Oh, that's a good one, man. That is a good one. Trans fat. Get it? Haha, trans fat. Ah, man, you crack me up. Damien wins. Baking soda and hydrogen peroxide makes your mouth alkaline. That's good to know. I use this toothpaste. It's like this bentonite clay. Bentonite clay toothpaste. It's supposed to remineralize your teeth or whatever. It's really minty. Kind I use is minty. Trans fat. That's funny. All right, is Bitcoin ever gonna dump, guys? Let's take another poll in the chat. Got my Bill Gates voice on. Let's see. Let's take another poll in the chat. 50-50 pump or dump. No one knows what's going on. Neither do I. 2-hour live stream. Don't know what's going on. You know, typical Jason Casper. All right. What were we gonna ask? Forget what we were gonna ask. We're gonna take a poll. I forget what it was. Will we dump? Will we dump? All right, we'll do that. Will we dump? Let's take this poll. All right. Let's see what you guys say. All right, David B uses bentonite clay. That's what's up. That's what's up. You made up that joke yourself? That's good, man. That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, so 65% say yes. All right, let's do it, baby. Let's take a dump together. All right? Hashtag take a dump together. Are hashtags a thing anymore? They're really not, right? That's another thing that's changed. Take a dump together. Hashtag take a dump together. Yeah, hashtags aren't a thing anymore. You know? It's kind of sad. I miss them. I miss hashtags. All right, guys, let's take a dump together. It's about time we take a dump together. Why did I stop posting the scalp group? I've been scalping. Simple as that. When I scalp, I'll post, man. Have not been scalping it. I have to be feeling it. I have to be feeling it, man. I have to be feeling it. I haven't taken a scalp in a long time. I don't drink hay. I don't drink hay, but I do grow hay. I do grow hay. I don't drink it. I don't eat it. Take a dump in the bushes? Nah, I don't dump in the bushes. Nah, only in the woods. Only in the woods. Hydroxy apatite. Hydroxy apatite is good. Never heard of it. Never heard of hydroxy apatite, guys. What do I think about Fu Manchu cipher? Don't like it. No, I'd rather have the real deal. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have that filet mignon instead of that chopped up, high-fat, non-organic, grain-fed ground beef. That's what I'll tell you. That's what I'll tell you. What do I think of random time frames like the 80-minute when we chop like this? I don't know, man, Houston. I have never I've never really back tested those, but this is like some of the most frustrating, lame price action I've ever seen in my life. You know, this only happens before a giant, juicy, massive move. A giant, juicy, massive move. All right, a GJMM, a GJMM, 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 a GJMM. Appetite, yep, appetite, hydroxyapatite, remineralizing toothpaste. Okay, interesting. It's up only, says Juan Estrada. Well, let's see what happens. You thought I didn't have the homestead yet? Are you kidding me? I've had this homestead since 2018. I've had this since 2018. Yeah. The market is waiting for earnings. Well, we got 3 hours. We got 2 hours. We got 2 hours. Why no fun AI songs? Because I'm a good rapper? I don't know, Dave Digital. I think it's just because as an actual musician, I don't know. I've always wanted to do something myself, but obviously I'm never going to get around to it. So that's why I always think I would love to do something myself. I know that it would be so much cooler to have like an album of crypto music that was actually recorded and written by actual dudes and ladies in the crypto space. That would be pretty cool. Wouldn't that be cool? We could make it happen too. I know Trader Joe's into the music stuff. You know, I'm into the music stuff. You know, I had a studio in my garage here, but I had to get rid of it because it was moldy from the old apartment I used to live in. It wasn't an apartment, it was the downstairs floor of a house, and the radiators burst, and long story short, all my equipment got moldy. You're shorting Zcash, Rob Z06. Okay, well, I hope it works out for you. The vibes are good for a freestyle. Here's the thing. I need somebody to give me the title of a YouTube video, a royalty-free beat that I can freestyle over. And if I feel something in my soul, then I'll be able to drop a freestyle. Right now, I'm not really feeling it. I'm not feeling this beat, all right? Matt Kors has made loads of trader music. It's all AI made. Yeah, I guess I could, right? Everyone's got it now. Everyone's got their own AI thing. Shout out to Manipulator Crypto. I have no idea what you're saying, but cool. Thanks for contributing to the chat. I hope you're not a spammer or a scammer. I don't think you are. I think you're talking to Cryptobez. Why does Crypto Face use the free one? Crypto Face don't use the free one. Shout out to Lucky Jim Bob. Can you do a video on how to connect to Antarctic and load money and start trading? Yeah, I do actually have a video on it, man. I actually do. It's in the crypto free course. Is this a rejection or a correction? I'm not sure. So that's why I'm in a short here. He said if there are Russian speaking people. Oh, okay, cool. All right, let's see if this beat makes me feel something in my soul. All right. Shout out to Antray. Hey yo, big shout to my man Andre. We got Goku coming out to play. Goku and Piccolo and Vijay or whatever his name is, you know we don't play. We're hanging out and you know my name is Trading Master J. On the treadmill, making profits every day. I give it to you straight, you know I never give it gay. About to dump down to 76A down below. The market makers coming out. Listen to my crypto flow, don't pout. You gotta smile, you gotta be happy, cause the Bitcoin price is looking so sappy. Like the love letter that I wrote to 6 Juanita. I said, hey girl, you're so beautiful, I wanna meet ya. We could hang out after school and get some pizza. She said, Jay, you know I don't eat the pizza. All I wanna do is deep ya. I wanna get away. Jay Casper out here, we don't play. She said I'm vegan and I'm gluten free. Jason Casper, get away from me. I can see you over here on the TV, talking about the trading view between you and me. We got the candles turning blue, then they turning purple. We got a slushy, I like to slurp, yo. 7-Eleven, we're going straight up to heaven, like we're bending the trending, like we want to do it 11 times, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're eating filet mignon, you know what I mean. We're at the steakhouse, we got some wine, it's looking fine. We got the pasta, I wanna make you mine. The key lime pie, we got the yellow trend line. Jay Casper, the boy is so dang fly. We got the little bold flag popping out, about to hit the resistance, and then we start to shout, hey Jay, you know what we doing today? We're going outside, and you know we're gonna play, cause we go through the door. It's a Wednesday, tomorrow's Thursday, we got the Friday. Here we go, the yellow cord coming out, looking so dang orange. I'm eating some porridge, I'm hanging out with my good friend, his name is George. He comes in the door and rips it off the door hinge. He says, hey yo Jay, we gotta talk. Sit down outside, I heard your chicken squawk. So I picked him up, I broke his neck, I plucked out his feathers. I made some fried chicken, how about the weather? It's so nice, partly sunny, a little bit cloudy. Next thing I know we start shouting at each other, how could you kill my chicken like that, bro? What do you think? That's not how you go. You come to my house, you pluck out my chicken's feathers. How dare you sit down and talk about the weather? I kicked him out, I said go back home. Now sit down, relax, and listen to Jay Casper throne the price. You know it's nice, it's cold as ice. We're looking twice, or maybe thrice. Chicken and rice, we got the broccoli and the bro food so tight. It's so tight, it's so loose. Making change in the caboose. In the train, in the back, in the front, got the engine. The Bitcoin price, will we change direction? Yeah, you know we changed direction, we coming down. Can you even hear the sound? Kapound, the Bitcoin price going straight into the ground. Next thing you know, I gotta turn around, spin around, eat the circles, just like Steve Urkel. They call me Jason Casper, he's such a Hercules, I give you cheese, baby, please, on my knees. Don't you know we rub it, then we get the short squeeze, maybe long squeeze. To the downside, like the water slide. Gotta let it ride, gotta take your time, going side to side. Hopefully it's smooth, hopefully we glide. We fly high, we're like the kite up in the air. Jason Casper, hope you're not scared. Sit back, relax in your underwear. I could see you over there, sitting in your nice chair. Got the lazy boy, then you pull the legs back, recline back. Next thing I know, we sound check, coming out to the pine tree. We got the needles, squeeze it, smell it, it smells like a Weedle. Talking about the Pokemon Weedle, catch her pre, evolves to Metapod and Butterfree. Baby, sit back, relax, get away from me. Here we go, gotta climb the tree. The beat drops again, making profits, about to buy a new Benz. Mercedes-Benz with my good friends, hanging out with Ted, John, and Bill, and Fred, and Ben. We got the rock on the ground. And baby, can you even hear the sound of Jay Casper? Hitting the gas, revving the engine around town, going through the red lights, then we pound. Oh no! I'm driving through the car, getting an alert on my phone. We went so far, I see we got a trading alert. We're at resistance. Gotta trade and drive, we go the distance. I pull out my phone, I gotta scroll, open up the Bybit app. Jason Casper, who cares who's in the back? The cops are coming to pull me over, I'm trading and driving. But don't you know that's how we make profits and we thriving? Get into a crash, the car flips over. It doesn't matter, they call me Mr. Grover, cause I'm trading and driving. You know we got it inside, and then the cops say, hey Jay, what you doing, trading and riding? The cop comes out, he says, walk the white line. I'm drunk on the candles, officer, give me some time. He said, you can't trade and drive, it's against the law. Okay. Thanks, man. That beat did kind of make me feel something, honestly. All right. That kind of was a good beat. All right. Shout out to Antari for the good beat. Oh, it's too quiet. Oh, well, I'm sorry, guys. We'll have to listen back and see if it was too quiet. Let's see. We'll listen back to our own stream. We'll stream the stream. Let's stream the stream. Shout out to Antari.
Lazy boy, then you pull the legs back, recline back. Next thing I know, we sound check. Coming out to the pine tree, we got the needles. Squeeze it, smell it, it smells like a weedle.
No, it's not so bad. No, it's actually pretty good. Sounds pretty good to me. You know? That sounds pretty good. You can't trade and drive, it's against the law. Yeah, I know. I know it's against the law. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. I can't even find it. I can't even find it. Look at this. I got a picture of Flopping Groper right here. Shout out to Flopping Groper, Nick Cypher. Got a beautiful picture of Nick Cypher. Can't you see how beautiful that is? Can't even see it. I can't even see it either. Takes a long time to load. You know, it's pretty crazy. Look at this picture. Jason Casper trying to make YouTube thumbnails. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. You guys see that? You know what that is? You guys know what that is? That is some really bad eczema. That is some really bad eczema on my shoulder. Now, thank the Lord I don't have eczema currently, but I go through some phases with the eczema. Well, I did in the past. It's diet related, so I got to really clean up my diet. You know what it is, guys? Processed food. Processed food. I'm telling you, you think you can eat processed food? You think I work out, I'm healthy, I eat healthy food too, I can have a little bit of organic processed food? No, can't do that. You guys can't do that. You're going to wreck yourself. Better check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's a good beat, by the way. Thank you so much for that. We're starting to drop. We're starting to drop, baby. Fanny 956 is long on Zcash and hype. That's funny. Someone else just shorted Zcash. Well, you're long in the top, but the trend is your friend until the end, they say. You know what I'm saying? You're living off beef, eggs, and cheese lately. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, that picture was probably back in 2021-ish. Maybe 2022. I went through a really unhealthy phase when I first started this YouTube channel, guys. When I first started this YouTube channel, I went through a very unhealthy phase. Sitting down, first of all, to do all the work. And sitting down and caffeinating myself and not sleeping well and just, you know, I've gone through so many phases. But thankfully, what kept me going through that time was consistent exercise, and it's the habits that keep you afloat during the bad times, right? But yeah, so that's why I started getting on a recumbent bike to do my work, and then eventually a walking treadmill, desk, and then really just cleaning up the diet too. Like, I have to say, for the past 3 years, my diet's been pretty much spot on. I could be oxalate vegetables. Definitely was not the oxalate vegetables, David Brumblebow. I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it was. I was eating lots of organic, refined grains and things that came in like boxes and packages because I was putting my health to the side for the sake of work. Yeah, so like organic sugar, organic coconut sugar, organic seed oils, you know, that kind of stuff. You go down a slippery slope with that stuff, you know. But yeah, it is a beautiful day, honestly. You don't have space for a treadmill, Chris Swimmer? Well, look what else you could do, man. You could just walk around. Now, it is hard to type like this. I'm not going to lie. You know, it is hard to type like this, but you could just walk around. A treadmill doesn't really take up that much space. You know, back when I was in Cuba, I had a, let's see here. Let's
see here. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find a live stream from Cuba. Yeah, let's see. Now, this is before I was in Cuba. Let's see. It's those Cuban live streams. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. This office right here.
You feel good, man.
This is just obviously a green screen. But this was literally in a closet inside my bathroom, all right? Literally in a closet inside my bathroom. You could make it work, man. I had so little space in there, I'll tell you. It was crazy. The reason why I was in a closet, well, look, I was in Cuba. Space was limited, all right? But yeah, you can make it work. You can make it work, man. You don't need a lot of space. These treadmills are small. You can get they're smaller, but they're curved. When am I buying into the OGs like Cardano? The egg code, Larry Garcia, is China. Look, I'm not really looking to buy any of these assets. All right, I'm loaded up from 2022. I'm looking for new highs only. But if they go back down to their 2022 lows, that's where I would buy, or close to it. Supports, you know. You have to cut out organic kombucha. They test positive for the forever chemicals. Yeah. Now I'm out of the closet. It is what it is. Like, I just couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't hide from you guys. You guys thought I was living a lie. You guys thought it was a real office. I know nobody thought it was a green screen at all. Everyone thought it was a real office, so I had to come clean. You know? Help says I'm going to get clapped. You had psoriasis, you had to cut out the dairy, says Memory Man. Yeah, it's definitely not dairy. It's definitely not dairy. It's definitely not eggs. It's definitely not vegetables. And I know that because I eat so much dairy. So much dairy. I probably eat like a whole dang block of cheese in like 2 days. I drink raw milk. I eat yogurt. I eat cottage cheese. It's not eggs. I eat tons of eggs every day. It's the processed crap. That's what it is. It's the processed crap. You know? But yeah, thankfully, and I'm very thankful that I don't react badly to dairy, because I know a lot of people have issues, but I don't know. Dairy and me are just, we're like this. I love dairy. I mean, I love eggs and dairy so much because I think to myself, you know, I've said this before, but, and no offense to any vegans here. Like, I know Memory Man's a healthy vegan, but I remember when I was exploring veganism, one of the reasons, and I'm not saying it's a good reason, but one of the reasons vegans would say why you should go vegan is because they say we're the only species that drinks another animal's milk. And they say, why would you want to drink something that makes a baby calf gain 700 pounds in 2 years? And I think to myself, that's exactly what I want to be drinking. Like, I want to be drinking something that has enough nutrients to cause a baby cow to turn into a bull, so that Bitcoin can hit a new all-time high in a bull market. And I want to be eating eggs that has enough nutrients to make an egg turn into a cock-a-doodle-doo, baby. You know, look at this. See my under jiggles? You guys see the under jiggles here? Let's see. You know how roosters have those things underneath their chin? I got it too. Look at that. It's from all the eggs. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Cock-a-doodle-doo! Look at that. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Cock-a-doodle-doo! It's from all the eggs. You know what I'm saying? Jason did the dang live from a car dealership. That's true, and I've done lives from the road. I'll do them from anywhere, man. Sauerkraut. Oh man, I love me some sauerkraut. My wife makes the best sauerkraut with Celtic sea salt, and she makes all the lacto fermented stuff. She makes pickles. She makes sauerkraut. Man, I love that stuff. I eat tons of sauerkraut every single day. Gluten? Is it gluten? I don't think it's gluten. Maybe it is. I don't know, because I don't eat wheat really. And if I do eat wheat, it's just sourdough bread. So it could have been gluten. Yeah, could have been gluten. Yeah, it could have been gluten. But whatever. Right now, the diet I'm on right now, I love. I love the diet I'm on. It couldn't be any better. Tastes amazing, feels amazing. And the best part about the diet I'm on is, as a former fat kid, as a former fat guy, there's literally zero restrictions. Like, zero restrictions. All right? Like, I can eat as much as I want until I'm totally full and satisfied. There's no, like, this whole, you know, caloric restriction, and which is really just nutrient restriction if you think about it. People that eat and stay hungry after because they're trying to be lean, that's nutrient restriction, right? I'm so dang, well, I'm not super lean, but I'm lean enough where I'm totally, like, happy with my leanness, and being able to eat like 5,000 calories a day and be super lean. That's the way to go. That is the way to go. Shout out to this person who says, people say humans are the only species that do that are retards. Ants literally farm aphids and drink their honeydew. That's so interesting. Pomegranates are healthy. That's cool. Sauerkraut and bacon. I mean, I don't eat bacon, but I'm sure it probably tastes good. I put sauerkraut on ground beef, and I also love to eat sauerkraut on zucchini squash. Like, I eat so much zucchini squash. I grow so much zucchini squash. Bushels and bushels. And what I do is I chop up the zucchinis in half. I either bake them in the oven or grow them on the grill, and then I put sauerkraut on top of the zucchini. Eat that thing like a hot dog or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You still don't know if unpasteurized is safe or not? Are you talking about milk or eggs? Talking about milk or eggs? Because unpasteurized eggs, I mean, I eat eggs. I honestly, I get a little reckless with my eggs. I'll literally get an egg covered in you know what, fecal matter, and I'll literally just crack that. I don't wash it. I just crack it in the dang pan and eat it with runny yolks, or I'll hard boil it with poop on the dang egg and wipe it off before I crack it open. Man, I'm reckless with it. So the eggs, I think if you have healthy chickens living out here in the middle of nowhere, I think you're good. Like, if you don't know where the eggs come from, that's different. But my chickens, man, they definitely, you know, they don't have no, whatever the chickens have, citronella, you know, the stuff that keeps mosquitoes away. Just kidding. Salmonella, or E. coli or whatever. Yeah, organic's a scam, honestly. It really is. Am I on a keto diet? Heck no. I'm on the opposite of a keto diet. I'm on a high carbohydrate diet. Super high carb diet. I'm talking anywhere between 400 to 700 grams of carbs a day. All right. A low carb day for me is like 350 carbs. All right. If I'm like sitting down doing nothing for that day, I eat 350 carbs. If it's an active day, if I'm lifting and sprinting and doing a live stream where I'm walking, I could be eating 700 carbs, 750 carbs. You know, high carb. I'm all about the high carbs, baby. Soft-boiled eggs. That is what's up. That is my favorite kind of egg, the soft-boiled egg. You crack it open, the egg white's cooked, and the yolk is runny. That's so dang good. Take some ground beef and put the eggs in there, mix it all up. Put some sauerkraut and some zucchinis and some sweet potatoes. That's what's up. You know, you're under 15 total grams per day. Most of those are from eggs or cheese. That is crazy, David. I mean, if you're feeling good on that, God bless you, bro. God bless you. I don't think I could function on 15 grams of carbs per day. What are the best carb sources? I mean, for me, my favorite carb sources are, number one, I'm not going to include vegetables in this list, okay? Potatoes and sweet potatoes. And then after that, quinoa and buckwheat. Buckwheat is kind of high in oxalates. Quinoa is a little bit better, but buckwheat, I like buckwheat. So potatoes and sweet potatoes, quinoa and buckwheat, and popcorn. Those are like my favorite carb sources. Oh, and fruit. Tons of fruit. Like tons of fruit. Berries, apples, bananas, all that stuff. Mostly berries, apples, bananas, pomegranates, mangoes, bananas, kiwi fruits, pineapples, like any kind of fruit, really. Any kind of fruit. Yeah, fruits. I probably get half my carbs from fruit and the other half from potatoes, sweet potatoes, quinoa, and like popcorn and stuff. I just watched a documentary on how Disney World stops mosquitoes. They use chickens all around the outside of the park and test their blood every day for Zika. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I remember the whole Zika scare. I remember that Zika scare. Can you have Mickey D's in your diet? No, can't. I'm sorry. No. But it is pretty crazy to me, like, here's what's crazy to me. What's crazy to me is how effortless it can be to feel good and look jacked and have tons of energy if you just like eat a clean diet, but it's hard to do. Like, it's hard to do. But if you just eat whole unprocessed foods, you can pretty much eat as much as you want. And if you just like sleep right, do some exercise, and like be active, you'll be pretty like jacked. This is coming from a guy, remember, who literally, my physique was a grapefruit with toothpicks sticking out. Massive fat torso, skinny arms and legs. Couldn't even do a single push-up. Couldn't even run a quarter mile. All right. So. Oh, you got type 1, Jesse Gold? Well, that's a totally different story, man. That's a totally different story. What are my thoughts on retatrutide? I think that it's probably a bad idea, all right? I think that any peptide that people are taking, unless it's a really serious situation where, like, you need it for a quick fix and then you're gonna go natural. I'm very wary of these things. I'm very wary of these things. That's just me, all right? Very wary of all that stuff. Looks like this bull flag is breaking out now. Now, admittedly, I don't know very much about these things. I don't. But I just... There's a give and take with everything. All right? The GLP-1s and... You know, they're linked to some issues. I personally know some people who have some serious issues from taking these peptides. Kidney failure. I know a lady who literally has kidney failure from Ozempic. I know red is different than Ozempic. Digestive issues, pancreas issues, like... And I know what you're going to say. Oh, it's just amino acids. I don't know. I don't trust that. Everything in life is give and take. Right? If there's something that's going to do something to you, like decrease your appetite, decrease the speed in which food goes through your stomach, there's going to be some kind of take somewhere else. And you might not know what that take is until later, and it might be too late. You might find out, you know what? The thing it gave me wasn't worth what it took from me. When in reality, I'm pretty convinced, like, if people just start, and that's the thing, you got to be in it for the long game. But if you just start to like live a healthier life in general, look back in 10 years. Like, I look back in 10 years at my own self, like a 25-year-old guy. I'm about to be 36 in August. All right. I'm leaner. I'm stronger. I have more energy. I feel better. I've got more muscle. And it's not because of anything I took, or I've literally, you know, most people in their 20s, it's all downhill after that. But for me, I've improved. And it's just because of lifestyle change. Like, and in my 20s compared to my teens, massive difference. I mean, when I was 15, I was very out of shape. Couldn't run a quarter mile. Couldn't do a single push-up. Was super obese.
you know, no muscle, just like, you know. So for me, it's the lifestyle. It changes everything. GLP hollows your bones. Yeah, I hear that stuff, right? You love bagels, you're an addict. I used to be a bagel addict myself. Bullish on parade. Here's what you got to do. You got to figure out things. You got to figure out things that you truly love and enjoy. And then the diet becomes a pleasure. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, as much as I love bagels, and don't get me wrong, I love bagels, okay? I love them. Love them. Just the fact that I know that if I were to eat some bagels today, that I would feel like crap tomorrow. I would feel like crap tomorrow. And it wouldn't be worth it, right? But I could make something, like, for example, I could take some sprouted quinoa flour. It's probably going to sound terrible to most people. Mix it with water, crack an egg in there, all right? And then just cook that in a pan, or like put it in the toaster oven and turn it into a bread. Turn it into a bread, and then put some, this is going to sound crazy, put some cottage cheese on it, put some Greek yogurt on it, some blueberries on it. To me, that tastes amazing, all right? To me, that's just as good as a bagel. I'm not even kidding, right? Or like ice cream. For me, ice cream a big weakness. So instead, the full-fat Greek yogurt with a whole bunch of fruit and maybe some almond butter or some peanut butter. To me, I love that. I love that so much. I like it just as much as I don't even get tempted to eat ice cream, because I know if I ate ice cream to the point that I didn't want to eat ice cream anymore, I would feel horrible, and then the next day I would feel horrible, and it would be like this downhill cycle of like, I feel horrible after eating it. The next day I feel horrible. I'm bloated. I'm inflamed. That's gonna make my workouts not good. It's gonna make my sleep not good. It's not worth it. But Greek yogurt and berries and almond butter, I could literally eat that until I don't want to eat Greek yogurt, berries, and almond butter anymore. I've eaten way less calories, way less sugar, tons more protein, tons more micronutrients, right? And the next day I feel amazing. Amazing. You know what I'm saying? Quinoa tastes like soap? Maybe. Bullish on parade is 52? You're 52, bro? That's crazy. I didn't know you were 52. You have a 4-pack? That's what's up. That's what's up. Juan's dad said, if you're ever afraid or not able to do something in life, eat 2 whole raw eggs in the morning as soon as you wake up to make sure you have a pair. That's so funny. That's so funny. What is the egg code? It's China. All right, it's China. Do I still fast? Yeah. Yeah, I'm big into fasting for spiritual reasons. I think fasting and prayer is something that, if you're a follower of Jesus, it should be part of your life. And I think fasting has a lot of benefits physically as well. I was doing a lot more fasting until recently. I was doing so I lost like not quite 15 pounds in 6 weeks, and I was doing fasting to help me do that. But in general, yeah, fasting is very important for spiritual purposes, as well as it can be very healthy for physical purposes. All right, NVIDIA earnings in an hour and a half. You did a 3-day water fast a few weeks ago. Feels great. It really does feel great when you're done with that fast. Yeah, it's real important, I think, to go through phases of overfeeding and underfeeding. In my opinion, I enjoy doing that. Like right now, I'm enjoying overfeeding myself after 6 weeks of underfeeding myself. Yeah, China is correct. All right. Yeah, praying and fasting, absolutely, 100%. I mean, it is a biblical practice. In my opinion, it is a commanded practice. in my opinion. People have different opinions. You're 37 in June. That's what's up, bro. Yeah, alcohol messes up your day. Yeah, you know, one of the main reasons I gave up alcohol, and I never had an issue with, like, actually drinking to drunkenness, all right? I was never big into getting drunk, ever. But even just, like, 1 or 2 drinks, it would mess with me. I'm like, you know what? It's not worth... As much as I love a good Blue Moon or a Guinness or a good Scotch or a nice glass of dry red wine, it's just not worth it for me. Yeah. Dak Bick is 37 in June too. We're all pushing the big 4-0, guys. Except Bullish on Parade. He's already been there. What's it like, Bullish on Parade? What's the big 4-0 like? Dave Digital's problem is drinking way past drunkenness. Man, that's crazy. I know a lot of people who had that problem, and I'm thankful I never had that problem. I don't think... I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I don't think my body would let me do that. Guinness Zero. Yeah. I've had... The last time I drank a full beer was a Blue Moon Zero, and I thought to myself, this is such a millennial drink. I'm like, this is... Previous generations would never be down for an alcohol-free beer like that. You know, all you had was O'Doul's back in the day, and I'm like, man, this just shows that my generation is tired of being hungover, but we still like beer. All right, Jose is 23. God bless you. Jesse Gellick will be 31 in August. 41 is the new 21. I kind of feel that way. Like, a lot of people I know are like in their 70s. I'm like, there's no way. I feel like y'all are 50. I feel like there's 70s the new 50, 40s the new 20, right? 20's the new 7. You're addicted to bread and butter pickles? Those are pretty tasty. Shout out to James Quick Business, 3 years sober. God bless you, man. Shout out to Gaddafi, who's 46 with a 6-pack and eats healthy. That's what's up. I pray by the Lord's grace, I'm also 46 with a 6-pack and eat healthy. You know? Lido Flo says, we get more handsome by the day. You like the taste of hops? I like the taste of hops too. You know, I really do. Fanny, 31 in June. Welcome to your 30s. You're officially in your 30s now. You're not just 30. You're not just 30, you're in your 30s. I feel 40. I feel 40. I feel 50. I feel 50. Honestly, I feel 50. I look at my life, basically 50. I'm basically 50. You know? I do feel like time is going so fast. That's why I feel 50. I mean, I'm about to be 36. What the heck? What the heck? Like, yesterday I was 26. Now I'm 36. How did that happen? You know, how did that happen? Do I watch TV? I don't. I'm sorry. I don't watch TV. I'm a loser. I'm a total loser. I don't watch TV. I don't watch movies. I don't even really listen to music. I'm an absolute loser. I'm super lame. I'm so lame. If anyone ever watched my life, so lame. The truth is you do feel 50, but not the same way you think you feel 50. 50 feels very similar to 30s and 40s. That's kind of how I think, that when you're 50, it's kind of the same as the 30s and 40s. And then 60, 70, 80, that's when things like kind of change. What do I think about people pre-flood living so long? I think there was something different in the atmosphere or something that kept them living long. Because, you know, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, like Noah's kids, they lived into like their 500s, 600s. But after that, there was a quick drop-off. So there's probably something in the environment that changed, or magnetic field or pressure or something. I don't know. But that's what I think about it. Spending time with the family is not lame. I mean, I agree with you. But just in general, like, I feel lame. Like, I feel lame. How much time in my day is dedicated to prayer and worship? Not as much as there as it should be. Which is that's the same for all of us, honestly. We all need more prayer and time with the Lord. We all need more of that. So right now, to be honest with you, I'm praying first thing in the morning. I always pray first thing in the morning. I go outside right now, and that's nice out. I go outside, I just sit there with a coffee and I pray. And then usually in the evenings is when I do Bible study. I'm a big fan of Bible study. I'm a pretty big Bible nerd myself. I'm a Bible nerd. All right. Houston says, when that much water enters a bowl, it changes pressure. Yeah. Memory Man says 47, it's no big deal. Man, I pray that the Lord has mercy and favor on me to feel like that at 47. Memory Man. You want another Billy Casper video? I did just upload a video to my Bible channel. I did upload a new video to my Bible channel. It's about Pentecost. About Pentecost. Let's see here. Billy Casper Bible channel. This one right here. Check it out. Two days ago, baby. 2 days ago. All right. If I'm on the treadmill, who's trading? That's a good question. I don't know. Chris says that animals and plants were big before the flood. Interesting. I've heard stuff like that too. I don't know. Like, I don't know for sure, but they're all interesting things to think about for sure. Strange thumbnail for that channel. Is that a strange thumbnail? It's Mount Sinai, and it's supposed to be. Yeah, this is a strange. You know what else is strange about the thumbnail is they messed up the 10 Commandments. You can't really see it from here because let's see if I can find it. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see if I can find it. No, I can't find it. Can't find it. That's weird. Oh, because I don't think I edited it. But yeah, they messed up the 10 Commandments. Like, it says Anochi Adonai, on the right side, but then it just goes to Lo Tirtzach, Lo Tinaf, Lo Tignov, and then the second tablet starts with, you know, Lo Tirtzach. They messed up the 10 Commandments, all right? AI doesn't know the 10 Commandments. It is a strange thumbnail. It looks like Bitcoin's going to pump here. Do I think dinosaurs are real? I don't know, Juan Estrada. I don't know. I have different theories, and I haven't settled on one. Either dinosaurs existed. Man, I have so many different theories. I'm not sure. I don't know what's real. I don't know what's real. All right. What's up? What? Was Jesus in a scene? I don't think he was. He seemed to be down with the way the Pharisees did stuff, to be honest. He celebrated Passover when they did. He still told people after he healed them, he said, now go to the priests and do what Moses commanded you. If he was an Essene, he wouldn't have said that. All right, because they rejected the priesthood because it was corrupt. So, interestingly enough, and I think this is very interesting, Jesus, knowing the corruption that existed within the priesthood, within the Sanhedrin, still respected the office because it had been ordained by God. I think that's very interesting. But I don't think he was an Essene. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been involved in the system that was in Jerusalem. Right? He would have been out there in Qumran. Do I believe in dinosaur bones? I don't know. That might sound really ignorant, but look, I've never seen a dinosaur bone. And when I look into these old archaeological discoveries, some of the most famous ones turned out to be forgeries. And it is really strange to me that no one's digging up dinosaur bones ever until all of a sudden in the 1800s, archaeologists start getting a whole bunch of government money to go find dinosaurs. And then all of a sudden everyone's finding dinosaurs everywhere. There's a big competition, the Bone Wars. And they find like a tooth and like a finger. And they're like, we discovered a new dinosaur. And they like fill in the gaps with like paper mache. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. You know? I don't know. Am I a Messianic Jew? If so, how do I feel about the state of Israel? That's a very complex topic, especially for this channel. But long story short, I believe all governments are evil. All right. I believe that any political or religious movement that is not based on the truth of Jesus Christ, Yeshua the Messiah, is Antichrist. That includes any government, any political movement, right? So that would include the Israeli government. That would include Zionism as a political ideology, right? Now, at the same time, Scripture is very clear that the physical descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, God made a covenant with them, and that covenant is irrevocable. Right? That covenant cannot be taken away. It's their covenant. The nations can be grafted into the covenants, but it's still their covenant. And at a future time, there's going to be a great recognition by the physical descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that Jesus is their Messiah. All right. In fact, this video right here is all about that. All right. The Torah portion via Gosh.
Going to inherit the things.
All right, go watch this if you want a more in-depth talk on that. All right. But yeah, right now, I think it's pretty clear that the state of Israel as a state, right? They're not even trying to submit themselves to the Torah, right? They're completely secular. It's a secular government. No more righteous or evil than the United States government or any other government. That's the thing. All political systems are corrupt, right? So you kind of have to be very careful when you're dissecting these types of things, because well, again, yeah, I'm not going to get into it too much here, but you could go watch that video if you want. Is the true Israel the church consisting of Gentiles and Jews? I would say the true church is Israel consisting of Gentiles and Jews. All right, I would take it from a different perspective, where if you're going to do a biblical study, for example, on the word church, all right, that the word church first shows up in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 9, in the Greek version of the Torah. The word church shows up in Deuteronomy. All right, this is the Torah. The Torah is talking about a church. In the context of the Torah, what is the church? It is a group of ethnic Israelites and non-ethnic Israelites together entering into a covenant with God. Okay, when God took the Israelites out of Egypt, right? Passover, the death of the lamb, blood over the doorposts, the angel of death passes over everyone who had the blood over their doorposts. It says when they left Egypt, it wasn't just the Israelites that left Egypt. There was a mixed multitude that left with them. All right, there were people from other nations that left with the Israelites. Now, all those people, some of them were physical Israelites, others were not. They all stood at the foot of Mount Sinai, and they entered into a covenant with God. And those people entering into that covenant is called the church. All right. And so, in my opinion, in my view, what we have in the New Testament, what really begins in Acts chapter 2, is you have the expanding of the kingdom of God rapidly to the other nations. Now, other nations are being now grafted into, they're being brought into the covenants that God made with Israel back in the Torah. And so if you're a non-Israelite believer in Jesus, you're being grafted into something that existed long before the New Testament. Right? So that's my view on it. It's a little bit outside of the realm of this channel, but you know, like I said, I have a lot of content on this on my Bible channel, all right? Have I gone down the little season conspiracy hole? I have. And here's what I honestly think about it. I have always been a believer in a late authorship of Revelation. So I have always believed that Revelation was written after the destruction of the temple. And because I hold to that view of the late authorship of Revelation, from that framework, it's inconsistent with the little season, because if Revelation was written after 70 AD, then that would make the little season theory non-workable. Now, I don't claim to be right about the authorship date of Revelation. I don't know for certain. Is it possible that we're in the little season? It's possible. The thing I like about the little season eschatology is the fact that, I'm sorry, I'm going to lose people with a whole bunch of random Christianese language. Most people are not going to know what I'm going to say. I'm sorry. The thing I like about little season eschatology is that it fixes the issues with preterism and it fixes the issues with futurism. All right, there's some serious issues with preterism, and there are some issues with futurism. Right? There are Bible verses that each view needs to interpret through their framework in order to make it work. All right? And the little season fixes that, right? because it basically allows both to be right. The preterists and the futurists are both right, except we're in that season now after, you know, the Satan's been released for a short season, okay? So I can see why people would be, it is interesting, all right? It is very interesting. You know? Yeah, I have a Bible channel. It's called the Billy Casper Bible Channel. All right. It's amazing how many Christians are Zionists. Yeah, I don't think you should mix politics and your faith in Jesus. I really just don't. You know, Jesus said, "My kingdom is not of this world." All right, so that's what he said. Now, here's something else that is very true. God made covenants with Israel. He made covenants with the physical descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, these covenants are irrevocable. God has made promises to them that he did not make to any other nation. And but here's the thing. Those covenants are always going to belong to the physical descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But just because you're a physical descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob doesn't mean you're actually going to realize the benefits of those covenants if you reject God. And this is the clear teaching of Scripture from the Torah to the New Testament. I mean, in the Torah, God took a nation out of Egypt. Only 2 people made it into the Promised Land. All right? The kingdom under David, under Shlomo, and under all those kings, most of the time, most of them were disobedient. They were in rebellion to God, and God judged them for it. The same is true today. And God has always promised to preserve a remnant of those faithful, of the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And that promise and those covenants are eternal. They are irrevocable. So, when am I going to stream on the Bible channel? I don't know. At some point. I'm not sure. Yeah, mixing politics and faith is a big red flag, for sure. And honestly, nothing creeps me out more than all this weird religious talk that's been going on, like, from the Trump regime regarding this war in Iran. That's really creepy. I'm not going to lie. But whatever. I'm not a politics channel. I'm not a religion channel. That's why I made a Bible channel. You know? That's why I made the Bible channel. Jesus rap on the Bible channel? I don't know. But here's one thing I do know, guys. We've been live for a while, and I think I need to head out. But if you want stuff, all right. If you want Bible stuff, check out this, all right, channel, the Billy Casper Bible channel. I'll post the link in here, all right. I've got a lot of videos on here, all right. I'll post the link in here. All right, we've got a lot of videos. I got one on Yom Teruah, all right. This is one of the biblical feasts. I've got one on Shavuot, another biblical feast. I've got one on Noah's Ark. I got one on the Binding of Isaac, and I got one on the Torah portion of Vayigash, one of my favorite Torah portions in the book of Genesis. It's really hard for me to say I have a favorite Torah portion, honestly. Check it out if you want more of my random Bible talkings, all right? This is the channel for that. But anyway, I gotta head out. God bless you guys. I love you guys. Peace.